Hello, folks. This is the 470th show, the episode, of the Dean Wither Show. I appreciate everyone so much who's joined so far for being here. We've already been live for 30 minutes over on TikTok trying to find the very first Trump supporter of the day to bring up on the stream to have a conversation with. There has been a lot of children and a lot of trolls really delaying the program. So for that reason, we will be extending the broadcast a little bit longer than usual today just to account for the last 30 minutes of bullshit. But hopefully we are able to keep it just to debates. For everybody that's tuning in for the very first time, if you are new here, well, you are certainly in for a treat. For 4 hours a day, we talk to people on the right and we try to convince them that they're wrong. Because I believe that the GOP is destroying this nation and Trump is the very worst president of your life, regardless if you're 8 years old, 18 years old, or 80 years old. But obviously, there's still quite a few Americans who disagree. Now, before we hop into that first debate of the day, we always like to go through the breaking news. Today's breaking news is kind of crazy and honestly signals quite a few interesting things. So Donald Trump today was rushed to Walter Reed Medical for yet another physical and cognitive exam. And this is getting really weird. Typically, people will only do one physical a year, but Donald Trump has been known to do 2 physicals a year. But see, his last physical was not 6 months ago to make it 2 a year. His last physical was 2 months ago, alongside his last cognitive exam. So it seems like he's going downhill pretty quickly, and he knows it. And this is also less than 24 hours. Donald Trump spoke out and said what J.D. Vance should do in the event of his death. The question is, does Trump know something we don't? All that I know is it's definitely interesting to talk about. That's the news of the day. We're going to go ahead and hop into that first debate. I see a lot of people in my TikTok comment section saying this guest is underage. If you have evidence, feel free to give it. But until we have reason to believe,
I don't know why they're saying that. I can only guess because I posted a video a while ago when I was 17, and I got my car. I kind of inflated my age to make it seem like I'm younger, so it seems more impressive. I'm 18. I don't have my ID on me here, but I could go get it if you need, though I'd really prefer not.
Yeah, I believe you, man. Just tell us why you support Trump, please.
Thank you. For multiple reasons, actually, but could we start with Israel, actually? Because I am very anti-Israel.
Oh.
And because I don't support Palestine, but I'm more anti-Israel because, let's be real, they've kind of been a leech off of the U.S. for a long time now. And even though Trump has run 1.5 terms,
Quentin,
he has still
thank you for the cloud DJ. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Quentin. I apologize for
He has actually donated less. No, you're good. He's actually donated less to Israel in his 1.5 terms than the Biden administration did in 1 term. And Kamala Harris made no notion to lower that donation to Israel. So that's the first reason.
This is the easiest counter argument I've ever had to give anybody. Because surprisingly, Trump sides with me on this. If Trump was on this call, he'd be calling you a loser. And he'd be saying that this radical liberal is actually on the right for once. So Donald Trump has self-described himself as the most pro-Israel president that the United States of America has ever had. Netanyahu has described Trump as the best friend Israel has ever had. Donald Trump described Kamala Harris as somebody who would appoint radically pro-Hamas individuals to run her foreign policy and as anti-Israel. Do I believe that? No, she was definitely pro-Israel, but definitely less pro-Israel than Trump. Not to mention, we could definitely say that the Democrats are pro-Israel in the sense that they supported funding and aid to the state of Israel. But unlike the Democrats, Donald Trump directly started a war in the name of Israel and pulled us out of the JCPOA in his first term because of pressure from Israel. There is no president that we've had in modern American history that has been more pro-Israel than Trump.
Those are absolutely all true points. But I would like to point out that, Trump has actually went, I believe, 2 times on record now publicly criticizing Israel. I believe when they broke one of their ceasefires, he said, they don't know what the fuck they're doing or something like that, which is a step in the right direction. And I checked maybe like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's changed, but the Trump administration has donated and sent less aid to Israel in their terms. Is that true? I
haven't seen a fact check on that, but obviously we don't need to be sending as much ammunition to Israel so that Israel can use it.
Yeah, that's true.
We are just sending our men overseas to use it themselves.
No, that is absolutely a good point too. But however, I don't like Israel, but I do support the war against Iran because it does benefit me financially. I mean, of course, the main reason you ask people
if you were
to
a
join the
slave
stream
owner
is
during
so,
slavery, would you be pro-slavery because it would benefit you financially?
I'm anti-slavery, but like, if someone's a slave owner, wouldn't they be pro-slavery?
If
That
you
question
were
doesn't really make
if
sense.
you were a slave owner, do you think that you should be
Hmm.
pro-slavery because slave owners financially benefited from slavery?
If I was a slave owner, I'd probably be pro-slavery back then, right? Because I'm a slave owner.
I understand what
But
you're saying. Like
I'm
it's
not
like
saying I support
it's
slavery now.
I understand what you're saying. Like it's self-implied in the fact that I'm positing that you were a slave owner. Therefore, it just seems to follow that if you were a slave owner, that you would be pro-slavery. But I'm trying to ask you here: do you think that they should have been pro-slavery in consideration of the fact that slavery personally benefited them, or should they have been anti-slavery even though slavery personally benefited them because it really hurt other people?
I feel like that analogy falls through because black people are not an enemy of the U.S., but Iran has went multiple times publicly to state that they are an enemy of the U.S. You know, the administration has
So
said
the
death to America
158
multiple
girls that
times.
we killed in that elementary school were enemies of the nation. So it doesn't really matter when we kill them.
I'm not saying everything he does is right in that thing, but I do support, some sort of decrease in Iran's standing as a country as a whole. I believe they've benefited basically no other country in, their history in maybe in the past 200 years. And
The,
ideally for me, both Iran and Israel are no longer standing as top tier countries.
Donald Trump is
But
not going to eliminate the IRGC or topple their regime. In fact, a part of the memorandum of understanding that we signed with them a couple weeks ago, we're investing $325 billion in them as a country. Don't you think that that will only make the IRGC stronger? Give them more money to strengthen their military? Give them more money to strengthen their infrastructure that they use to sell oil, kind of under the table to countries like China? Give them more money to build
did
a
Trump
stronger
actually donate to them? I
coalition
haven't seen that.
with their proxies in the Middle East?
So Trump donated American taxpayers to Iran. I haven't seen that.
So the money's not coming from American
I believe
taxpayers.
you.
It's private investment. But that
Mhm.
private investment is still only going towards Iran
Ah.
as a part of the deal agreed to by Trump to hopefully end the war.
Hmm. I mean, if the war ends at this rate, at this point, it's still beneficial to me because I already, established myself in the region where I want to be in order to benefit from it financially.
But do you
But
think
I
it's
mean, ideally, I
moral? Do you
would
think it's
prefer.
ethical to benefit from something financially that really hurts other people? Like we have to consider the repercussions of what
Oh,
you're benefiting from. Like what you're benefiting
I'm
from
gonna answer
is the
this
same
right to you.
thing that killed the 168 girls in the elementary school in the country of Iran. What you're benefiting from is the same thing that blew up Iranian oil depots in their capital, Tehran, which then set their streets on fire and caused acid and oil rains, killing even more people. What you're benefiting from was something that destroyed civilian infrastructure, killing people on bridges, then destroying those bridges, destroying people's homes. And what you're benefiting from is also the further galvanization of the state of Israel in of itself, which is a terroristic ethno-expansionist state that has already done something very similar
Yeah, it's a
to
bad state.
Palestine and Lebanon. So so you have the blood of Lebanese individuals on your hands, Palestinian individuals on your hands, innocent Iranian individuals on your hands, and you're arguing that you're okay with that blood on your hands as long as you financially benefit from it.
Okay, I'll answer each of those points, starting with the last thing you said. By definition, Israel is not yet committing a genocide since they haven't, seeked out Palestinians and other countries for the sole purpose of eliminating them. Right now, legally and officially, what they're doing, I don't like them, but because they're a leech off the U.S., but what they're doing does simply count as land conquest. Like Mr. Painter back then, what he was doing was genocide because he was going throughout multiple countries in World War II for the sole purpose of eliminating set groups. Right? Israel hasn't done that. So I think you should concede on the point that they're being a genocidal state, more over just a corrupt, parasitic state.
I disagree with you. You and human rights experts, on UN panels, have concluded that Israel is culpable for a genocide. But regardless of the language that we use to describe what Israel has done, it is undeniable that Israel has caused harm. Okay? And you're
Absolutely.
arguing
And for
that this
that,
harm is justified. In fact, it's a good thing that you want more of because it financially benefits you.
I want more. Let me just say this so there's no confusion later in the stream. I'm by no means a good person. I'm by no means an empathetic person. I really should strive to be better, and I think one day I'm gonna, lose an arm, and it's really gonna hit me. But yeah, as of now, if Iran is suffering, and I'm making money off of it, it does not hurt me in the slightest.
Oh my God. What's your address?
You want to know where I live?
Yeah, because maybe I could come rob you and steal all of your money, so I'll financially gain at your expense, and then you won't turn around and call the cops on me, since you think it's justified, in fact, a good thing to financially gain
I think it's
at the
justified
demise
when
and
I do it.
expense
I'm
of
selfish.
others. So why is it
No, I'm
justified
selfish.
when
I think
you
it's
do
okay
it?
when I do it,
But
just
it's
as I
not
think-
justified when I
Yeah.
do it. What's the symmetry breaker?
Oh no, it's just if you have the means to do so, you can find my address and
So
do that.
so you just think
then
that
you have every
might?
right
So you're
to,
just saying that
but then
might
I'm going to
makes
fight
right.
back.
You're just saying that might makes right.
That's how it's been throughout the whole history of the world, man.
So do you agree that the
Every
same
land-
mindset that you are operating under in your justification of why you support Trump as president is the same mindset that rapists use to justify sexually abusing children? Might makes right. This strong man is more powerful than the young little girl, so he could rape that young little girl for the first person pleasure and benefit of himself at the demise and expense of that young girl's body, and he doesn't really care because it benefits him. So you have the same mindset as a child rapist.
well, of
Do you
course not,
accept
'cause
that
there
you
are
have the
still
same
limits. I
mindset as a
wouldn't
child
go-
rapist?
Let me speak. Of course not, because I believe there are limits. I wouldn't go, even if it
So
benefited
the
me
limit
for
is
someone
raping
to
a
be
child, but it's
raped,
not killing a child
let me
because
speak,
children
man.
have died in the war in Iran.
Yeah, let's be real. I would much rather be killed than sexually assaulted. And I think, it's better to kill someone than sexually assault them.
Okay, so you are okay
You
with
disagree?
killing children to personally financially benefit?
I wouldn't go for it if I could, because you got to realize I'm not the Trump administration. I don't control
But you're
them.
telling us that you support
So
what the
if,
Trump
like,
administration is doing because you're benefiting.
As a whole, yeah.
Okay,
Now,
so
unfortunately, I can't pick and choose everything
if I
finish.
went out and I found a nepo baby, some 15-year-old that got a trust from his parents and now he's worth $2 million, and I killed that nepo baby and I took the $2 million from him and I put it in your personal bank account, would you support what I did?
I wouldn't go so far to do it. Actually, wait. If you put it in my bank account?
Yes. If I killed a 15-year-old to steal his money because he had a trust from his parents, and then I deposited that money in your bank account, would you support what I did? Because I financially benefited you at the expense of killing a child. Would you support that?
Okay, I'm going to answer with a long answer so there's no, confusion. If you went in, you searched online 15-year-olds, Nepo babies, and then you hunted one down and killed it and gave me the money, I still wouldn't support it. But if this 15-year-old was a part of a huge gang, and you went in a violent gang, and you went in and eliminated the whole gang, including the 15-year-old, though you weren't specifically seeking him out, but you ended up eliminating all of them, and then you gave me the money, I wouldn't mind.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because that's what Iran is.
Okay, absolutely not. So you think that this schoolgirls, before we even address the nature of that analogy, because even in that analogy, I don't think it'd be justified to kill a child, even if that child were indoctrinated into really bad beliefs, because the response is not to kill them, because they're not responsible for that indoctrination. Their parents and their society are. The response is to re-educate them. Okay, but even if we were to attempt to see how that analogy compares to Iran, what gang were the little girls that were going to elementary school in southern Iran a part of?
The gang analogy would be Iran as a whole.
So you think Iran as a whole, including their innocent civilians, are bad?
And again, like I said, the child
you think where you're born
collateral.
You think that where you're born can determine your innate moral value? Because you're saying because that child was born in Iran and the IRGC are doing things that are bad, that therefore they're less valuable.
No, I never said that.
What was the assassination of Charlie Kirk justified?
No.
What would your
I don't think
response
so.
to be of somebody on the left arguing that he's just merely collateral to the downfall of a larger immoral system, that being the Trump administration?
Let me think about that. So Charlie is the child in this scenario.
Well, no, because
Well,
he's
no, I
actually a
still think
bad
that's a
guy.
bad analogy.
Because he's actually a bad guy. See, children, they're not bad guys. Charlie was actually a bad guy. So I'm at the analogy that I'm making is actually benefiting your view more than anything. Because unlike the child, Charlie
Okay, let
Kirk
me
actually
respond.
was bad.
Let me respond. So I still would think it's bad because, if his whole final goal is for the downfall of the Trump regime, that wouldn't benefit me, right? That would be like attacking America
Okay,
as
so you
a whole,
ultimately
'cause it's the
determine if
current-
things are good or bad based on if they do or they don't benefit you.
For a large part, yeah. Of course, I have, before you take it out of proportion, I have limits. Okay,
Okay,
so
how do you determine
for
where your
a large
limits
part,
are?
yeah.
How do you determine where your limits are?
It would be, one, what the intention is. If they were purposely seeking out children and doing that, then absolutely not. I would not be able to support it. If they were committing sexual crimes, I would not be able to support it. Things of that nature.
Would you rob a bank?
If I was homeless and I had no other choice, yeah, probably.
Wait, are you homeless?
I'm not.
Do you think it's worse to rob a bank or to kill children?
Kill children.
So you're telling me that you wouldn't even rob a bank to personally benefit yourself as you are because you're not homeless, but you
Well, it
would be
wouldn't
okay with the
benefit me,
killing
'cause
of
then I'd be
children to benefit
breaking the law.
yourself.
Robbing a bank, in my current position, if I robbed a bank, I would only be harming myself because I can do very well without robbing a bank.
Okay, so assuming that you'd face no repercussions for it in the slightest, would you rob a bank?
I'd have to know who I'm stealing from.
Why?
Because I wouldn't steal from, single mothers and people really struggling.
Okay, so
but if I'm
you'd
stealing from-
argue that it'd be an unethical bad thing for you to profit off of single mothers, but it's not an unethical
Yeah, 'cause
and
if
bad
I'm
thing for
going
you to
in-
profit off of the loss of innocent life?
If I'm going in,
So
and
why
I
would it be a
know
bad thing for you to
intentionally-
profit off of harming innocent mothers, but it's not a bad thing
Mm-hmm.
for you to profit off of the loss of innocent life in Iran?
Because I'm not intentionally, trying to make Iran lose innocent lives. I'm not trying to intentionally harm the innocent mothers. But because you have to realize,
Do you agree that
There's
it's a
been a
bad?
lot of
Do you
bad
agree that it's?
Iran-
Do you agree that it's a bad thing for children to die?
yeah, absolutely.
And when we say a bad thing, we mean like something that shouldn't happen, right? So like those children in
Yeah,
Iran that
in
did
a
that
perfect-
shouldn't have happened. So do you agree that the only way to prevent those children from dying would be if this war never happened, since the war happening led to those children dying?
No, because children were still dying in Iran. Because again, the regime is incredibly corrupt.
And the regime is going to continue to kill kids because the regime isn't going anywhere. These are additional kids that would not have died otherwise. I agree that some children would have died nonetheless because the regime would have killed them, and the regime will continue to kill them. But if we did not start the war in Iran, there would be less total children that would have died.
I mean, can you prove that statistically? Because because you
Yes,
have to realize
yeah, because
the war
we
in Iran-
directly killed children in
Let me-
Iran.
let
We
me
directly
finish, man.
killed innocent
I-
people in Iran. How does the
I
war in
think it's
Iran
best if,
benefit the country? How does the war in Iran benefit the United States of America?
Right now, it doesn't. Right? I think you're misunderstanding my point.
Oh, okay.
Ideally,
So
because I said
So the war
Let me
is the
finish,
war
man,
bad
please.
for our country?
Please let me finish.
Oh, why should I
me
care
finish.
about you finishing? I'm selfish. I want to talk.
'Cause you're
I'm
a
selfish.
professional debater. You're supposed to be
listen.
cordial.
I want to talk. I'm selfish. So therefore,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to speak even at the expense of your ability to speak. Are you telling me that I should reevaluate my worldview in a sense where I make an acknowledgement that selfishness is bad, and even though it does not benefit me, I should allow you to speak as well?
I mean, you would do benefit by letting me speak.
Oh,
'cause
and
you're a
is
professional
that
debater.
not a double standard?
No, I'm saying you benefit by letting me speak.
So
'cause you're a
is
debate channel.
How about
right? And
this?
if you don't let me speak,
Is Trump benefiting the United States of America?
definitely. Let me think. Definitely, people within just below and above and my tax bracket. Yes. I'm doing well for myself. So I
So
see
if
in a lot
Donald
of
Trump did
streams
not
you
benefit
ask
your tax
people-
bracket, would you still support him as president?
Oh hell no.
Okay. If
I
Donald
don't like Trump as a person. He's a very bad person, right?
Tina,
But his
thank you so
policies
much.
support me.
Thank you so much
What
for the
is
Stormblade,
that?
Tina. I really appreciate you. That's a crazy ass gift.
Yo, we're getting a movie, guys.
Holy fuck. Tina, I really appreciate you.
How much is that?
Thank you so much. I really
How much is
appreciate you.
that?
Show some massive love to Tina down below in that comment section. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please do show some love
How
to
much
Tina
was
down
that?
below. It doesn't matter. Thank you so much, Tina. So, hey, sir, if Donald Trump was a child rapist, would you still support him as president?
Let me think. Okay, are any of his policies reflecting that nature?
His policies are as they are today. So if Donald Trump was a child rapist, but he was doing everything he is actually doing today, would you still support him as president?
It's the exact same Trump, but he's a child rapist.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is proven, convicted 100% without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I may still. Well, actually, it's between
Yeah, you're
Harris. Harris is
fucking
the other option,
pathetic.
right?
You're absolutely
Let me
goddamn
finish.
disgusting.
Wait, is Harris the other option?
So I just want to
wanna
clarify.
remember.
Yes. I just want to clarify that I asked you if you would still support Trump as president if he did not financially benefit members of the top 1%. And you said if he did not financially benefit members of the top 1%, you would not support him as president. But you would support him as president if he was raping children. So I just want to clarify that you think not benefiting the ultra wealthy is worse than raping a child.
Okay, let me speak my whole point here so there's no confusion. The person who I vote as president, the question in the stream asks, why do you support Trump? I support Trump because he benefits me. I feel like that's, the logical reason why anyone would vote for anyone. Am I wrong?
Wrong.
Yeah.
We shouldn't vote for
Why
people
would you vote
because
for a president?
we shouldn't vote for presidents because they benefit us. We should vote for presidents because they benefit us in respect to society as a whole.
Explain that. Like, you mean if a president, or say there's a president, right? Say Harris.
Because
say you were in the
sometimes there's
ultra-wealthy, right?
sometimes there's overruling concerns to your self-benefit, such as serving a detriment to society as a whole, or such as having particularly perverse and bad characteristics, such as being a rapist or being a child rapist, that we ideologically should never have in a position of power because it's incompatible with public service. We could get into that in a bit, but my point here is, if we were to go off of your standard, that we should just always vote for the candidate that benefits us, well, you would argue that white people should want to vote for a president that would reinstitute black and brown chattel slavery since it would benefit them.
Well, it would, if you be real,
If Donald Trump wanted to reinstitute
again, right?
chattel slavery, and this would only impact black and brown people that you have never met, that you do not know, would you still support him as president because you would still be benefited?
No, because in the long term, I would not be benefited.
In the long, no, we're going to
Reestablishing
assume in the
slavery.
long term you are going to be benefited as well. In the short term and in the long term, you are going to be benefited if, as a white person, if Donald Trump re-implemented black and brown chattel slavery. Would you still support Trump as president?
No, I have a lot of black friends and employees, so I would still be
None of them are going to be impacted. It's
if
just
that
going to be. It's just going to be black and brown people that you don't know. Would you still support him as president?
Okay. So all the other policies are the same, Trump versus Harris, except he's trying to reestablish slavery.
Yeah, specifically for black people that you do not know.
Honestly, no, because it goes against the Constitution. I mean, the amendments, sorry. There's an amendment against that would be trying to underrule America's
but
rules.
this is the
and I don't
scary
support
part.
that.
He has enough power to get a new constitutional amendment passed in Congress to re-legalize chattel slavery. And that's the policy that he's running on. Would you support him?
By the way, I don't think he doesn't have the power to do that himself. You do realize that, right? In order
I said
for
that's
an
why he has
amendment
enough
to get
support in
passed, I mean,
Congress. I said that's why. So he's running on passing a new constitutional amendment with sufficient support in Congress to re-legalize chattel slavery for black people that you don't know. This will benefit you in the short term
He's
and in
currently
the long
trying to
term.
do this,
Would you
or
still support him
hypothetically.
as president?
And he has the power to do this in this hypothetical.
Yeah. Would you still support him as president?
No, because that still goes against the amendment. I believe that amendment to be a just one.
Dude, you're actually
Are you still?
you're actually an idiot.
Where did you go?
I specifically
back.
said that he's not running on doing this unconstitutionally by violating the amendments that already exist. I said he's running on doing this
I know.
through a new constitutional amendment.
No, I know, but I believe some amendments are to stay forever. I believe they're just.
Oh, okay.
The whole point of
So
the
you'd
US
say
is,
so ultimately you would not support Donald Trump if he did that because you think it would be a bad thing for you to personally profit off of the exploitation of others?
yeah, honestly, yeah.
Do you think that can we agree that the war in Iran is exploiting others?
Exploiting who? I want to be specific.
The innocent Iranian people that have been killed, pushed out of their homes, been lit on fire in the middle of the streets because of the oil and acid rain, had their infrastructure destroyed.
I'm sorry, but that's a huge
separated
minority
from
and
their
not
families?
Americans. I value Americans above others.
Okay. So if those that would have been, if those that would have been hypothetically enslaved in the last hypothetical question I asked you were not in America but were maybe in Libya, for instance, would you still support Trump as president in that hypothetical? Where he wanted to pass policy to send the American military overseas to Libya to enslave, I don't know, 90% of their population to work in the mines to generate rare earth minerals for America, and then which made America 5 times richer than it already is, and then that made you 5 times richer than you already are. Would you still support Trump as president?
No Americans are being harmed here,
Yeah, just Libyans.
and Americans are benefited.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I would.
Yeah, you're fucking insane. You're pro-slavery.
I mean, this
No,
is
I'm not even
drastically
kidding.
out of
You're
proportion.
you're actually fucking pro-slavery.
This is a
I
drastically
would
out of
I would support
proportion
Trump because I'm
hypothetical, but
pro-slavery. You fucking idiot. Now watch
That's
this.
just not what I said whatsoever. I said I'd
are
support
you
Trump because he
are you
benefits.
pro-gay?
I am not.
Is there ever a world or any scenario where you would ever be okay with gay people?
As like Americans being gay, because if
Gay
you're gonna
sex.
ask, oh, if Trump was gay, would you vote for him? If
No, just
Trump
wait,
was
is there
gay,
ever
I
a
would
world?
not-
Is there ever if Trump was gay, would you still support Trump?
and none of his policies are reflecting that.
I don't just tell me. Is there ever a scenario where you'd ever be okay with gay people as a whole? Ever okay with gay sex as a whole?
If Trump was as he is right now, but he was gay, I would still vote for him.
Answer my question. Is there ever a scenario where you would be okay with gay sex?
I would never be okay with it.
So just to clarify, there's a scenario where you would be okay with slavery, but there's not a scenario where you'd be okay with gay sex?
I mean, if you're bringing it drastically out of proportion,
Just answer my question. Do you agree that I got you to agree to a scenario where you would literally be okay with chattel slavery?
with child slavery?
Chattel slavery. Do you agree that I got you to agree
Chattel
to a scenario in which you would be okay with slavery?
I mean, a hypothetical, out of proportion one, yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect.
If
So
no
there,
Americans
so,
are
so there
affected-
is a scenario where you'd be okay with slavery, but there is not a scenario where you'd be okay with gay sex.
We'll make that scenario the same as the slavery
One
one. If Trump decided to
moment.
make an
I
order-
just answer my question. So
Please
just
let
to
me
clarify,
finish,
so
man.
far where we're at in the debate, there is a scenario where you'd be okay with slavery, but there's not a scenario where you'd be okay with gay sex.
Make the same scenario, but replace slavery with gay sex, and I'm saying I'm okay with it.
So you'd be okay with
If
slavery
Trump
and gay
established
sex
the
would be
military
okay
to
with
go
you.
into Libya and force everyone to be gay at the expense of, Americans
Dude,
getting...
this guy's so fucking gross. He just... That's MAGA. That's MAGA, folks. He told us that he'd be okay with slavery if it benefited him. And he supports Trump because he thinks that he's killing kids overseas and that benefits him.
Hello.
And the thing is that's what a lot of Trump supporters think deep down too. You know, it's all too frequent that we'll try to debate people and they'll try to cover up for these deeper attitudes and intentions of just wanting to exploit others for their self-enrichment by arguing that Donald Trump doesn't exploit anybody and he's good for everybody. And then when people on the left will point out all of the different groups of people that Trump will exploit, they just kind of run frontline defense and they say it's never happened. And they say that, there's no reason to believe that it's ever happened. It's just a bunch of liberal batshit insanity. But in all reality, deep down, these people are okay with exploiting others to the extent of enslaving them if it means that they are benefited from it. So and that guy was just, in fact, one of the only Trump supporters that's joined our stream that was actually honest about it. And that's the big problem with the mindset of the right. Red Pill, do you support Trump?
Yup.
How old are you?
20.
What year were you born in?
2005.
Okay. Could you speak with a little bit more energy, please? And I'm going to thank a couple people in the
Sorry, I'm
meantime.
sick.
Then I'm going to pass you that mic.
Yeah.
Lord T, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat, who says, fuck this fake top 1% caller is the problem with capitalism. Only cares about themselves and fuck everybody else. You didn't get there by feeding yourself so selfish. Capitalism feeds on humanity's worst traits. Yeah, that was fucking disgusting. Mr. Finch, I appreciate you for the $5 in Super Chat on Venmo. Thank you, Sakura, for the $10 who says, always cooking. I appreciate you. Jolie, thank you for the $10 who says, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Jolie. I hope you've had a good day so far. Megan, thank you for the $10 who says, keep on fighting. Thank you for inspiring young debaters. Well, thank you for being here and thank you for the love and support. GG, thank you for the $20 donation on Venmo who says, hey, Dean, I've never donated to anybody's live in my life, but the past few days have been so frustrating. Thank you so much for all that you do. Well, thank you, GG, for the $20. I am so very happy I could be the first person you've ever donated to, and you're the absolute goat. Show some massive love to GG down below. Mira with the $3, thank you so much. Madison with the $10 says, sorry about the trolls today. I think that we're finally getting through them. Dana, thank you for the $10 who says, Dean, I love what you do. Well, thank you so much for that love and support, Dana. You are the goat. And then Tina, thank you for the $30. Oh my goodness, thank you, Tina. Let's get 300 Tina W's who says, so sorry about all the trolls today. You've been doing amazing work, my friend. Well, thank you so much, Tina. You are awesome. And you know what, Tina? I saw your last question there. That is definitely something I'll consider. I just dropped you a follow back on my second account, so I can maybe send you a message about that. Thank you so much as well. Bend over for the Galaxy on Super Chat. Then over on PayPal, thank you so much. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Veronica, for the $50. My God. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Let's get 500 Veronica W's. Veronica with the $50 says, hey, Dean, how are you doing? I'm doing all right today. It's just a little bit rough. I know that you're frustrated with these little kids. Guys, let's be respectful to Dean, please. I appreciate you, Veronica, for the $50. I bet that will get them to stop trolling. Let's go. And then Christina with the $20 says, Dean, don't let these trolls see you sweat. Don't tell them Trump loves him. That's what they want. Maybe it is. Maybe it is what they want. I don't know. Thank you for the $20, Christina. Kimberly, thank you so much for the $10. Huge shout out to you. And thank you so much for the $20 who says, I seriously think about a Twitch trial run. Maybe one day, and it's definitely a possibility in the future. And there was a couple other people that I do have to thank. I'm honestly just going to weave those into this next debate so we can let this guest take things away. Go ahead and tell us why you support Trump.
I just think he's better than Harris. I support, originalism in our Constitution.
Particularly,
fuck you, Dean. Just have a debate with me.
Particularly the unitary executive
Just please
theory.
have a debate with me, please. I won't bring up unitary executive theory. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that in my life.
Let's get the next guest loaded up into the box, only up inside of the queue. If you do support Trump as president, Alexis and Ann. Oh my fucking God. You guys, thank you both so very much for the $50 donations on PayPal. Show some massive love to Alexis and Ann down below in that comment section while we're looking for that next Trump supporter to join up and to give us a debate. You guys are fucking awesome. Oh my God, is that Dean Withers? One moment, Alexis and Ann. Let me kick this guy. Alexis with a $50 says, I'm so sorry that your streams have went downhill. Keep your head up. Love supporting you and your vision. Have a great night. If you have to get off. Well, Alexis, thank you so much for the $50. The streams have kind of gone downhill a little bit recently just with all the trolls, but we're working through them. We're breaking it up. We're trying to find some debates. I really appreciate you for the $50. And then, Anne with the $50 says, with respect, ooh, you know what? I'm going to keep that message to myself, Anne. And I bet you know exactly why I'm going to keep that message to myself. Just know that I really appreciate you. Please do show some massive love to Alexis and Anne down below in that chat. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
18. No, I'm 19 now, actually.
Okay. Why do you support this terrible president?
Well, he's not terrible in my eyes. I mean, for the people, I like Big Beautiful Bill, the gun rights and everything.
Gun rights? What has he done for gun rights?
He's helped bring back a little bit of the limitations. So, like, let's say you're diagnosed with, like, a mental illness and everything. Mm-hmm. You had more limitations on what guns and like, things you have.
Okay, well, I'm actually not pretty sure that's true. I'm not pretty sure that Donald Trump has advocated for mentally ill people to have more gun rights. But just to clarify, can we agree that would be a bad thing?
Well, the thing is, like, you could, like, years ago be, like, diagnosed depression or something like that, but have it under control. But since you have that diagnosis and everything, you still get better, you're going to get that.
Where did Donald Trump do this? What policy did he pass to allow more mentally ill people?
One of his policies I read a couple of days ago.
Could you point me towards it? Could you tell me which one it is?
Hold on. Here, pull it up.
I don't think this policy exists.
I could have read something fucking fake. There's so much, fake stuff out there.
I promise I've never heard about Donald Trump doing this in my life. Do you think that Trump is good for the Constitution?
Parts of it.
Parts of it? Like which parts?
Nobody's perfect on things.
Which parts of the Constitution is he good for?
The legal people.
Legal people? He's good for the rights
He
of
wants
legal
to-
people? That's not true.
How not?
Well, I mean, he threatened to infringe on the First Amendment when he said and now all criticism against me is illegal, or when he pressured the FCC into revoking the media licenses of companies owned by legal people, quote unquote, that were reporting negatively on his war in Iran. He threatened the Second Amendment of quote unquote legal people when he directed his DOJ to try to find any and all ways to ban any and all gun ownership for law-abiding trans American citizens. And he also threatened the Second Amendment when he said, well, actually, the shooting and the murder of Alex Preddy was justified because he was carrying a gun. He infringed on the Fourth Amendment by his illegal deportations of undocumented immigrants in violation of their right to due process, alongside the same argument that it was okay to kill Alex Preddy because he had a gun. He also infringed on the 10th Amendment with his illegal declaration of the deployment of the National Guard in Illinois in accordance with the opinion from the Supreme Court. He infringed on the 14th Amendment by literally trying to take citizenship away from citizens unconstitutionally. That was a massive hit on quote-unquote legal people. I bet you could agree. And then he threatened the 23rd Amendment with his continued repeated calls for him to be able to run a third term. He threatened the second article of the Constitution when he said that maybe we should just nationalize and federalize the midterm elections. The second article of the Constitution specifically delegates that power and ability to the states, as well as in December of 2022, he just straight up called for the termination of the Constitution as a whole on Truth Social. So whenever I have somebody like you come up on the stream and tell me, oh, I support Trump because of our constitutional rights, we've legitimately not had a president worse for our constitutional rights in modern American history, if not ever.
Like, I'm not gonna say he's the most perfect guy out there. Nobody fucking is.
It's not just
I
saying
mean,
he's not
yeah, he's
perfect.
done
It's
wrong.
literally saying
We've all
that
done
he
wrong.
is an imminent threat to the fabric of our nation.
I wouldn't say threat.
He's not a threat to the
Like, yeah, he's
Constitution.
listening- The actual likelihood of him actually being able to, like, as you were saying before with another person, of like changing the Constitution, make a new one and everything, the actual likelihood of him being able to do so is slim.
So you're saying because the actual likelihood of him being able to successfully terminate the Constitution is slim, he's not a threat to the Constitution. Okay. Well, first and foremost, he has already infringed on many parts of the Constitution. I gave you those examples less than 2 minutes ago. Those aren't things he could likely do in the future. Those are things that he has already done.
Yeah. Shit. I don't even know what to say right now. Kind of cooked me with that one.
A little bit. You also
Yeah.
said that you like the big, beautiful bill?
Yeah.
Why?
It benefits me with, so I get a lot of overtime and everything. And decided would help me out.
Yeah, is your average annual income above or below 51,000?
Above.
Okay, so you are a little bit benefited, but you probably would have been benefited more by Kamala Harris's policy because her policy was built for you, around the average American. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's policy reduces the purchasing power of anybody making at or under $51,000 per year annually, according to the CBPP, alongside taking healthcare and food stamps away from 10 million and 3 million people respectively, according to the Congressional Budget Office, as well as it is literally the most expensive piece of legislation ever.
With the food stamps and everything, there were so many people like abusing it. They would get food stamps and they would sell it off for, like,
So
they
did
would sell
Donald
it off
Trump's
to other
big
people
beautiful
for
bill
cash.
further crack down on the 2% of people on food stamps that will sometimes sell their food stamps? Or did Donald Trump's bill on food stamps just generally take food stamps away from people that need them?
It did both. I mean, yeah, there are some people who were wrongfully affected by it and everything and lost their food stamps when they need it, but then also it cracked down for the people who didn't need it but were receiving it.
Yeah,
And
I think
that's
that
just
you're
like
lying.
the
I think that you're
healthcare
totally wrong.
part of it.
There was no specific mention of fraud on food stamps in the big beautiful bill, nor was there any specific pathway to eradicating that fraud on food stamps in the big beautiful bill. It just generally took food stamps away from people, point blank period, did not specifically target fraud. Show me where in the big beautiful bill it specifically targets fraud for people on food stamps.
It didn't specifically say it targeted fraud, but it did do so.
How did it target fraud if it didn't specifically target fraud?
It
That's a
wasn't
stupid
like the
statement.
full intention of doing so, but it was able
Was it
to
the
help
intention at all?
eliminate some.
Was it the intention at all?
That I do not know. I did not read like
It was
in
not
depth
the
about that
intention
part.
at all. No, they just wanted to cut some people off of food stamps that needed them to then have another $156 billion to further fund tax cuts for members of the top 1%.
I don't
There wasn't even a mention of food stamp fraud in the big beautiful bill. That didn't even come up in the word of the bill. Wasn't even mentioned once. There was no mention of fraud.
Hold on. Where is it? I'm trying to find the thing I read. Sorry, it's taking me a moment. I know you probably got
Dude.
better things.
Dude, you could just literally go and look up Big Beautiful Bill Congress.gov and then Control F for the keyword fraud. I literally swear, fraud in reference to food stamps is mentioned nowhere in the bill. I have no clue where you and all these other Trump supporters got this idea from that they were just going after fraud. That was literally just made up. It's a daydream.
I think you just froze there for a moment for me. I didn't hear what you said.
I said I have no clue where you and these other Trump supporters got the argument from that Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill was targeting fraud for food stamp recipients. Because that's just totally made up.
It won't pull up internet shit right now.
Your internet's fine. You have full bars.
Well, I'm on data right now. I'm on T-Mobile, which sucks dick.
I mean, I'm on T-Mobile and usually I can still make a Google search.
No, dude. Much better with T-Mobile. USL, is so much better.
So do you have any response to anything that I've said?
I mean, I personally think that it was good for the fraud part of it. I mean, yeah, there's so many people.
Okay, so what specifically did the bill do? What specifically did the bill do that was good for fraud on food stamps? What specifically? Be very specific.
It eliminated part of the cost that that the government was spending on it.
Oh, okay. And how did that benefit fraud?
By eliminating how much they were spending.
Spending on what?
Less people were able to take advantage of the system.
Okay. So you're saying that the bill just generally defunded the system and eliminated a lot of the spending. So therefore, for every 99 people that it kicked off that used that system to help themselves eat food because they needed it, it also cracked down on the 1 out of 100 people that were defrauding the system. So you think the best way to eradicate a fraud from a system, keep in mind the fraud rate is 1%, is just to destroy the system as a whole, because in virtue of destroying the system as a whole, I guess you're also, in virtue of that fact, eliminating that 1% fraud. Do you agree that more than 1% of people are pedophiles?
You said around 1% of people are pedophiles?
At least 1% of people are pedophiles?
Yeah.
Okay, do you agree that pedophiles should be eliminated?
I feel like they should be in prison for life.
Okay, so how about we just start randomly getting groups of 100 people at a time and throwing all 100 of those people in prison for life, because we're actually just going after the 1 out of 100 of those people that are pedophiles. But in virtue of throwing all 100 people in jail, we are definitely throwing that 1 out of 100 people that is a pedophile in jail. Would you say that is good for going after pedophiles?
I feel like it's a comparison to it, but it's an extreme comparison.
So would you say that that is good to go after pedophiles?
It would be good to go after the pedophiles, but not in that way.
Oh, okay. So it
Right.
would not to be good to go after pedophiles in the way of just kind
That
of
is
throwing
an
everyone in
extreme
jail.
comparison to
If
what the
like
food
1% of
stamps are.
people are pedophiles. Okay, so then it's not a good way to go after fraud by just overall reducing government spending as it relates to food stamps, because 1% of spending on food stamps is sent to people that are using that to defraud the system. You know what? Better yet, all government spending has some level of fraud.
Parts
Right?
of it, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not parts of it, all of it. All government spending has a fraud rate. Do you agree?
There's definitely fraud.
In
Pretty much all.
every different way that our government spends money, there's at least a little bit of fraud in every sense. So would you be okay with reducing the amount of money that our government literally spends on everything?
I would say in certain things we could afford to cut back a bit.
Wait, why
No,
just certain things?
he's
But
wrong.
because everything has a fraud rate. Therefore, it would be a good thing to reduce government spending on everything because it would be attacking fraud. Why is it okay to reduce overall spending on food stamps to attack the 1% of people on food stamps that defraud food stamps, but it's not a good thing to reduce government spending on literally everything to attack the 1% of people that are defrauding government spending on everything? He left. That guy was an idiot. We're going to go to get the next guest loaded up inside of the queue. I don't know, guys. I guess I just don't feel like I'm on top of my game today, frankly. In the meantime, folks, while we're looking for the next guest, make sure that you were double tapping away on that phone screen, sharing this live stream out with a couple friends. Only hop inside of the queue if you are MAGA. Also, Parker, that was a great argument. Conservative values. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I'm 27.
You're 27?
Yeah, I'm 27.
That's a lie.
98 October.
No, bro, I know exactly who you are. You're like 45, and I've also already debated you at least 50 times, so you're banned. Let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream, only up inside of the box. If you do happen to be MAGA, we got Blake loading up. Lord T, appreciate you so much for the $10. Who says MAGA voters only focus on disenfranchising LGBTQ+, women, disabled, poor, etc., while the Trump/Epstein class takes money away from them and the working class for their 5th/6th summer home. Try 50th/60th summer home, Lord T, and you'd be on the money. Let's see here. Thank you so much for the $20. Elizabeth, who says he does not need to be a perfect person. However, he does need to at least meet the bare minimum of a good person. Good people don't shit on everybody around them like he does. Yeesh, but the big beautiful bill doesn't benefit the majority. Way to be self-centered. Yeah, I know who you're referring to, the idiot earlier. I'm really struggling with these Trump supporters today. I'm honestly just not on my game. One last person to thank on Super Chat before we do get that next guest up here and here to debate. Thank you so much, Delphinium. I'm going to call you Del. That is DEL. Thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat. Del, you're the absolute goat. That is so much money. I'm very, very grateful for you. Thank you so very much for that love and support, Del. Del with the 50 says, what an absolute horror it is to be reminded of people like that actually exist and vote. Anyways, please shower Momo with treats. Thank you for what you do. I will put that $50 in the Treats for Momo fund. You absolutely got it. Thank you so much for that love and support. You are awesome. I appreciate you so very much. You are the absolute goat. Same thing to Kelly. Thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat, who says, hello, Dean. Love your content. Thank you so much, Kelly. Let's get 200 Kelly W's. That is Kele, as well as Jamie. Thank you for the $10, who says, Dean, I feel so bad that you get so many trolls. Well, it looks like we are back into the debates now, Jamie. Know that I appreciate you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Oh, they have not loaded up, so we're going to get the next guest connected right now. Folks, for everybody hanging out with us on TikTok, y'all, make sure that you were double tapping away in that phone screen, as well as there's a little share button in the bottom right-hand corner of your phone screen. Hit that little share button down there. Hit that yellow repost button. It really helps us to send this live out across that For You page and draw more of those MAGA crazies into debate. Nate, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do, Dean Withers.
Nate, how old are you?
I'm 18. I just turned 18 this March.
Echo? Okay, it looks like
I
the
am
echo's fixed.
18.
Your mic is a little weird. Can you disconnect Bluetooth from your phone? Any external mic?
Yeah, I do not think I have any Bluetooth on, as I do not have any Bluetooth product on me right now.
Okay, Nate, what year are you born in?
2007.
And why do you support a
Yeah.
president who's fought his hardest to destroy our country?
The reason I do is because of border security and law enforcement.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'd actually argue he's pretty bad for law enforcement. He gave full and complete presidential pardons to 178 people who attempted to kill cops on the steps of our Capitol. alongside the fact that he's pretty bad for border security because he hasn't done anything to secure the border. Also, what month were you born in 07?
March.
Yeah, you'd be 19, dude. I don't know. I don't know if he already said. I don't know if he already said March. Everybody. I honestly, I wasn't listening too closely, but you guys were right. So I'd assume that maybe he did. Let's go to get the next guest, Jason Newman, loaded up into the stream. Here we go. He did. Yeah, I'd assume so, since everybody called it out. Hey, do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean. Yes, I do.
How old are you, Jason?
18.
Jason. Okay. When do you support Trump?
Because I believe he hates gay people, and I'm happy about that.
He hates gay people, and you're happy about that. So why are you happy about a president hating anyone? Why do you want to hate people?
I don't know.
Okay. He left on his own. I guess we're going to get the next guest user connected. Kylie, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you so much, Kylie. Kylie says thank you for what you do. Hello, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year and month were you born in, please?
I was born in the 20th August.
You were born in year 20. Very nice. Let's go to get the next guest connected right now. She was born in year 20, everybody. She was born in year 20, everyone. Very nice. Very nice. Connor, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo. Says, hey, I'm an artist and I'm a big fan of yours. I was wondering if there's any way I could send you a free painting. Well, I appreciate you, Connor. I actually don't have like a P.O. box or anything set up, but I should do that one day. I should definitely do that one day. As well as Fasi, thank you for the $4 over on PayPal. And Sakura, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. That is Sakura. Sakura, thank you very, very much for the love and support. You have been very, very kind to me, and just know I'm very, very grateful for it. Sakura with a $50 says thank you for what you do. Well, thank you so much for continuing to support what we do. Olivia, do you support Trump?
So you're gonna 1v1 me on Wizard 101?
Olivia, please stop wasting our time. I'd appreciate that. We got existing loading up inside of the queue. Thank you so much, Freddie, for the $10 over on Super Chat as well. Good for you, Freddie. And then Mr. Flinch, I appreciate you for another $5. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got quote-unquote Patriot loading up inside of the queue. Hello, Patriot. Do you support Trump?
I'd actually like to debate you about communism, if that's okay.
Okay. Are you a Trump supporter?
For the sake of this debate, sure.
Are you on the right in the slightest, or are you a communist?
I am a communist.
Okay.
I'm not okay. I'm laughing.
So how would it?
But I am a communist, and I'd like to debate you about it because I know you don't support communism.
Well, thank you so much for the proposition, but the goal of these live streams is to get more people to vote for more preferable candidates in American elections. And debating you on communism does not get more people to vote for the more preferable candidates in American elections.
Okay. Goodbye.
Let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream. Only up inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA. We got AJ loading up inside of the queue. Here we go. Here we go, everyone. Welcome into Sport Trump. Okay, AJ's not here. Let's go to get the next guest connected. I'll only hop inside of the queue if you are here for a debate, everybody. We got the next guest country loading up inside of the queue. Here we go. Country, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do support Trump.
You're like 5. You're banned. Moving on to the next guest. Only up inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA, everybody. Let's go to get the next guest, Tiff, loaded up. Appreciate you so much for that Galaxy Bristol. You were awesome. Hey, do you support Trump, Tiff?
Where's the anxiety pen?
It's in the same place where your brain is. It never existed. It's in the ether. It's just gone forever because I don't have an anxiety pen. Why do you think I have an anxiety pen, you freak? It's so weird. What do you mean anxiety pen? Hey, do you support Trump, Luke?
Why do you peep?
I'm done.
Go do your homework, Luke. It's Saturday. School starts back up on Monday. 3rd grade. Big year for you. We got the next guest, Sam, loading in. Rosetta, thank you so much for the Galaxy. I appreciate you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
All right, Mr.
23.
Samuel. All right, Mr. Samuel. Let me thank a couple people, then Mike, the floor yours. Ellie, thank you for the $6 on PayPal. Huge shout out to you and your sister Alice. SJ, thank you so much for the $25. Who says, don't read this out loud. Okay, I will keep that to myself. Just know I appreciate you for letting me know about that. I will check that message ASAP. Thank you so much, SJ. Thank you for the $5 on Super Chat. This is the right account. Jody with 5 says, appreciate what you do, dude. Thank you so much. And Lauren, thank you for the $6 and shout out to you and Presley. Lauren and Presley, I hope that you guys are having a great day. Why don't you get to take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
I'm pro-life, so that's a big thing for me. And then also, that's pretty much it. I'm a that's my big thing is pro-life.
Oh, yikes. Do you think that rape victims should be denied access to abortion?
No.
They should have access? That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you say that the ultimate reason why you find meaning in being pro-life is because you want to save as much innocent human life as possible?
Yeah, I think everyone should have the right to life.
So if you want to save as much innocent human life as possible, would you argue in retrospect that you should have supported Harris in the last general election if she would have hypothetically saved more innocent human life than Trump?
I mean, I don't like either candidate, to be honest. I just think he at least ran on a pro-life stance. I don't even think he's necessarily a great...
you, please?
Sorry? Would I support Harris if she had... Would I support Harris if she had done what you said? Is that what you said?
I asked you, would you argue in retrospect that you should have supported Harris in the last election if hypothetically she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump?
If she did that, yeah, but she didn't.
Well,
she wasn't even really pro-Palestine, and I'm pro-Palestine. So.
Well, she actually would have saved more innocent human life than Trump.
According to a study conducted,
according to the study conducted by the Lancet, because of Donald Trump's cuts to USAID, 14 million people are projected to die because of it in the next 4 years by 2030. That's a little bit over 3 million people annually. Kamala Harris did not want to defund USAID, meaning that she would have saved over 3 million people annually in comparison to Donald Trump, who's killing over 3 million people annually.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not really a pro-Trump person. I'm just more pro-life.
I just gave you an argument that Kamala Harris would have saved more innocent human life than Trump because of a study conducted by the Lancet on the outcomes of his cuts to USAID expenditure. Moments after, you told me that you would argue in retrospect that you should have supported Kamala Harris in the last election if she would have saved more innocent life than Trump. Please respond to the argument that I gave you to prove that you should have supported Kamala Harris in the last election because she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump.
I mean, like I said, I don't like Trump. I think Kamala didn't run on the platform I wanted her to run on. I would have if she would have been pro-life, but she wasn't.
Let me break this down to you. This is insanity. Do you remember stating that if it was hypothetically true that Kamala Harris would have saved more innocent human life than Trump, then you would say in retrospect you should have voted for her? Do you remember stating that?
Yeah, and then I said that, like I said,
okay. Do you still affirm that? Do you still affirm that? Do you still believe that to be true? That if she would have saved,
I think she has a lot of dead Palestinians on her. Like she ran on
okay. Thank you.
Pro-Israel
Trump is more pro-Israel. Okay. Do you still affirm it to be true? Do you still affirm it to be true? Do you still affirm it to be true that if she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump, that you would argue in retrospect you should have voted for her?
Like I said, I didn't want to vote for either one. I voted for the pro-life candidate, though.
Shut the fuck up and answer my question directly. This is insanity. Less than 5 minutes ago, you stated that you would argue in retrospect that you should have supported Kamala Harris if it were true that she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump. Correct?
I mean, I would if she won, but she never won because she didn't run on an actual winning position.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm just going to ask the question again. Listen to me closely this time, okay? You argued that you support Trump because of his pro-life policy. Yeah. I then asked you, is the reason why you support pro-life policy because you want to save as much innocent human life as possible? And you said yes.
And then I said they both don't actually do that.
Answer the following question. If you knew it to be true that if Harris won the election, she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump, would you argue in retrospect that you should have supported her? Yes or no?
No, I don't believe she would have done that. Because I think she, like I said...
That's not my question. That's not my fucking question. I'm not asking you if you think it is true that she would have saved more innocent human life compared to Trump. No, I'm asking you if it were true that she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump, would you agree that you should have supported her? There's a difference between me asking you if that claim is true and me asking you if that claim were true. Would you agree that you should have supported her? So answer the question.
In this hypothetical,
if
yes.
that claim were true, should you have supported her?
In this hypothetical, sure.
Okay. The claim is true. The evidence that Kamala Harris would have saved more innocent human life than Trump is that she wanted to fund USAID.
And I
According to
disagree with him doing that. Like I said, I didn't.
Just allow me to finish speaking. Just allow me to finish speaking. Because Trump defunded USAID, 3 million people are going to die per year that would not have died otherwise. Because Kamala Harris did not want to defund USAID, she therefore would have saved 3 million more innocent human lives per year than Trump.
Okay. Like I said, I don't like either one. I think Kamala wasn't a good candidate for my beliefs. Like I said, I'm pro-Palestine.
Okay.
I think she wasn't hard enough on
Do you
Israel.
accept that it is therefore true?
Yes.
Do you
I
accept
said-
that
I
it is
said in this
therefore
hypothetical,
true in the
yes.
real world that she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump?
In the hypothetical, sure.
No, not in the hypothetical, in the real world, because of the evidence that I just gave you from the Lancet study.
Sure.
Okay, so you agree that in the real world she would have saved more innocent human life if she won the election. Then you agree in the real world that you should have supported her in the election, correct?
And then I said I didn't support actually either one because, like I said, she wasn't pro-Palestine enough for me.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my days. Oh my days. Yes or no, have I proven to you that if Kamala Harris was elected, she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump?
And then I went to other
No,
innocent
just
lives
yes or
that
no. Just
were
yes or no.
killed.
Yes or
No, I'm
no.
not answering yes or no.
Yes
That's
or
a
no.
very
Yes or
broad
no.
question.
Have I proven to you that if Kamala Harris was elected, she would have saved more innocent human life than Trump?
Sure.
Yes or no, did you state that if that claim was true, you should have voted for Harris?
Yeah, and then I explained why I didn't.
Yes or no, did you state that if that claim was true, you should have voted for Harris?
Sure.
Okay, follow my easy argument. First premise. If Kamala Harris saved more innocent human lives than Trump, you should have voted for her. You accepted that as true. Second premise. It is true that Kamala Harris would have saved more innocent human lives than Trump. You accepted that as true. Conclusion. You should have voted for Kamala Harris. Do you accept or reject the conclusion formed by the two premises?
I understand, but there was more than just two
No,
premises
do you
that I was
accept?
voting off of.
Do you accept or reject the conclusion formed by the two premises?
Sure.
So then you should have voted for Kamala Harris.
And then I explained why I didn't, and then you said only the two.
God. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude. Holy fuck. Max, I appreciate you for the Viking hammer. We're going to get on to the next guest. Alexis, I really appreciate you so much for the sports car. Just never seen before levels of cognitive dissonance. Never seen before levels of cognitive dissonance. Never ever seen before. The most extraordinary levels of cognitive dissonance you've ever seen in your whole life. It's sanity. Just insanity. Blu-ray dude too. Do you support Trump? Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the QV. Do you happen to be MAGA? I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm obviously going through it today. I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun. I don't know if you guys could tell. In the meantime, folks, while we're looking for the next guest, make sure that y'all are double tapping away on your phone screen. Share this live with a handful of your friends. Hit that little repost button. Spam those likes. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I got the cheese.
Do you support Trump?
I got the cheese.
Okay, thank you. You have a good day. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We're going to get the next guest, JJ, connected to the live stream right now. Scarlett, holy crap. Thank you so much for that wolf. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Scarlett. as well as Julie. Thank you so much for the $50 on Super Chat. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Julie. Julie with the $50 says, gonna give you another 50 because holy heck, man, treat yourself and your girl to some good food. Well, I appreciate you, Julie. You are awesome. Genuinely, you're so fucking kind. Thank you so much. You are the absolute goat. You actually sent another $50, so let's get a total of 1,000 Julie W's. With Julie's first $50 donation, she says, does this guy even have a brain? Because what? / the fact that Dean had to repeat himself so many times is crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of losing my mind after that last guest. The last couple of guests, I'm not going to lie, it's been a rough day. I appreciate you for the $100 on Super Chat. You were genuinely very, very kind. JJ, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
JJ, are you going to give me a brain aneurysm?
Yeah.
Okay, JJ, how old are you?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, JJ. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Amelia Love loading up into the box right now. Here we go. Trey, thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat, who said, I think I was becoming an accelerationist. The idiots you debate make me lose hope. You give me the encouragement to keep on fighting. Oh no, I really don't want you to become an accelerationist because of our streams, Trey. But thank you for the $50. Let's get 500 Trey W's. Same thing to you, Madison. Thank you for the $50 on Super Chat as well. My God. Madison with the $50 says, Dean, thank you for everything that you do. Because of you, have been able to help convert my conservative, then girlfriend, into now my leftist wife. Wow, Madison. You don't change minds on your own. You teach people to change others, and I'm married now because of you. Dude, Madison, I love you. You are such a fucking patriot. Show some love to Madison down below in that comment section. You are so awesome. Thank you so much. Amelia, do you support Trump?
Hi, I was just coming on to say
I'm going to ban you, Amelia, because it doesn't seem like you are a Trump supporter, but I hope you do take care. Mr. Tommy, thank you for the $50 on Venmo. God damn, what is going on today? Thank you, Tommy. Tommy with the $50 on Venmo says, I never watch the lives, but I do watch you every day. I happen to notice that you are on live right now. 71-year-old here. I'm very impressed with you, little bro. Well, thank you, Tommy. Listen, I love hearing good feedback from the older generations. It tells me that I'm not only doing something right, but I'm doing something wise, which is really meaningful. Thank you so much, Tommy. Hey, welcome in, Seeker. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
20.
Okay, could you take a moment, unplug any like external mic that you have, like a headset or a Bluetooth device or something? It's just a little bit muffled. If you don't have any device connected to your phone that you're speaking to me through, take off that case. And while you do that, I'm going to thank one more person here. Miss Liz, thank you for the $33 donation on Venmo. Says, Dean, thank you for the hard work that you put in every day. You can be help for Gen Z. I'm a young millennial. It's crucial at this time to change the minds of the brainwashed MAGAs. I agree. It is very crucial, Liz, which is why I come on here every single day trying to do exactly that. Thank you for the $33. You are awesome. Thank you, Liz. Seeker, why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
Well, first off, I believe...
Really muffled, man.
Sorry. I believe that what ICE is doing is right.
All right. Seeker, I'm so sorry, my friend. Oh! You believe that what ICE is doing is right?
Yeah.
And you're a big supporter of... What are your thoughts on the LGBTQ plus community?
I'm bisexual, so hi.
Okay. I thought that maybe you were going to say that you didn't like the LGBTQ plus community because that's very typical for Trump supporters. But then I saw your most recent post that says, what do femboys look like? I'm a visual learner. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just go back to your point about ICE. Your mic is really muffled. I may have to kick you just because of that, but I'm going to try to give it my best attempt to have a conversation with you. Do you agree that you shouldn't support any institution that upholds reckless disregard for law and life?
Yeah.
So ICE upholds reckless disregard for law because they break the law all the time and they don't care. In fact, they tell their agents to break the law by arresting people without warrants. And they uphold a reckless disregard for life because they end life all the time and they don't care. And then they get defended by the institution of ICE as a whole. By instead of incarcerating them for murder, they just put them somewhere else in America on the job. So ICE upholds reckless disregard of law and life.
Okay, so think of it this way, right? So you have a bunch of illegals coming into the United States. And instead of doing it the correct way, they come in here illegally, and we have no idea who they are, what they're doing, if they're a criminal in their country, and then they come over here, and then they could do anything. For instance, think of it this way.
Okay.
You're
not responding to my argument, but I'll let you finish.
say you have a daughter and she gets kidnapped and sex trafficked, but nobody can find the person because nobody knows who he is.
Yeah. So you're basically saying, well, it's possible that an undocumented immigrant could rape somebody and we won't be able to catch them, and we don't just want rapists roaming free on our streets, right?
Yeah, we don't.
Well, I'll make sure I respond to all of the nitty-gritty details there about your accusations against undocumented immigrants. But first, I'm going to call you a hypocrite. Because if you genuinely believe that you don't want rapists roaming free in the streets of this country, then why did you make a rapist president of the country? That's a little bit self-refuting, yeah?
Well, he was never found guilty of that crime.
Are you positive that he was never found guilty of rape?
To my knowledge, he was never found.
So this is the jury verdict form from a unanimous jury of 9 inside of a court of law. They found him guilty of sexually abusing a woman, and that was rape because they found him specifically guilty of forcefully penetrating a woman's vagina with his fingers. The only reason there under question number 1 it says no to rape is because the legal definition of rape in the state was specifically the penetration of vagina with a penis, but she proved that he penetrated her vagina with his fingers. Still colloquially rape, just not legally rape. So a court did prove he raped a woman, right?
I take back everything I said. So, yeah, you're right, and sorry for wasting your time. I don't support rape, but since he was never found guilty, to my knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know.
Well, you said that you take everything back. Well, listen. And then you said apologize for wasting your time. A changed mind is not a waste of time. I'm happy that we could help expose the truth to you, Seeker. You take care, okay?
Yep. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy that I didn't kick him because of his shitty mic, because we were able to change his mind. That's great. Let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream. Hey, listen, by the way, if you want to support me, if you want to support the live stream, you could find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in the bio of my TikTok account. Pin message over on YouTube, as well as the handles at the top of my top of the phone screen on TikTok as well. It's literally just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E in my last name, Withers. Very best way to support what we do. Get a message across or ask a question. I try to respond to as many of the messages as we can. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Are we still Dean Withers?
Nope. Dylan, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. And Alicia, thank you for the $1 as well. Very, very kind of you guys. Let's go to get the next guest connected on PayPal. Thank you, Anna, for the $15. She says, currently working on a Hunger Games cosplay. Your lives feels very fitting, LOL. Thank you for all that you do. Well, I hope that, you know, you end up making a cool-ass Hunger Games cosplay. I don't do cosplay, but I've always thought that the process of making the outfits seems like really fun. You know what I mean? It seems pretty fun to like make the outfits, so I hope that you're having a good time. Bristol, thank you for the $20. Who says, I've been watching you for a while now, and I just want to say thank you for what you do, Dean. Well, thank you, Bristol, for supporting what we do, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the debates. Thank you so very much. You are awesome. Show some love to Bristol in that chat. Welcome in. Do you support Trump existing?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I want you to fuck my butt so hard. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Okay, alrighty. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest. Wowie, zowie. Alrighty, here we go. DMC, thank you so much for the $50 on Super Chat. My God, DMC, let's get 500 DMCWs. You're awesome. Thank you, DMC. That is so much money. Holy cow, $50 goes a long way where I live. My God. DMC with the 50 says, Dean, haircut win. We need you to look fresh debating. I love you. Well, I actually do need to get a haircut. I was thinking about getting one earlier today, but then I slept in until noon, so kind of missed the mark there. But new haircut coming soon. Thank you for the $50 DMC. Let's get 500 DMCWs. You the GOAT. Blister to Wizard, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do, Dean.
Yeesh, okay. Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
All right, bro. I'm going to run you through the speed run. If Biden called for the execution of his political opponents, do you think that any good American should stop supporting Biden?
Circumstantially.
Circumstantially, like, relevant to the circumstance of him basically calling for the execution of his political opponents. Okay. Do you consider yourself a good American?
Ooh, no.
Okay, so that's why you still support Trump, even though he's called for the execution of 6 Democrats in Congress?
No, that isn't why I support Trump.
Okay, well, is that a good enough reason to not support him? The whole I want to kill my political opponents thing? That's pretty dystopian, you know?
I would agree with that.
Is it dystopian enough to say, hey, this guy shouldn't be president if he literally wants to kill people that disagree with him?
Ooh. Under certain contexts of espionage and fear for certain values, I could understand how it would seem as an attack on his values when he wants to come off as in support for the average American person, whether it be wealthy or lower class.
Words. None of those words make sense. What I'm trying to tell you is that Donald Trump basically, with no good reason, not because they're guilty of treason or anything, called for the execution of 6 Democrats in Congress merely because they told the members of the military to uphold their oath and to honor the Constitution. How can you still support some... No.
Oh.
He just called for it. He tried to make it happen, but he, obviously couldn't. Why is that not enough to stop supporting them? The whole I want to execute my political opponents for no good reason thing.
Well, I personally support Donald Trump because during his first term, my little sister, who was the age of 4 at the time, she was born with a brain deformation, and my family doesn't make a lot of money, so she was on a government-provided insurance plan provided by one of Donald Trump's policy, and due to that, she was able to get the brain surgery she needed in order to potentially save her life.
Yeah. I have a very sad revelation for you, my friend. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Trump had no healthcare policy in his first term, and has so far had no healthcare policy in his second term.
Well, he didn't get rid of it.
You arguing that Donald Trump's healthcare policy saved your sister's life is like arguing that Donald Trump's flying pigs saved your sister's life. Trump doesn't have flying pigs, just like Trump doesn't have healthcare policy. And, the healthcare that you're probably talking about is called the ACA. You could thank Obama for that.
I don't think that was it. I just don't remember the name. But
it's not that you don't remember the name, it's that it literally doesn't exist.
I don't know what to tell you. It's not like Obama
Go
was great.
find me a source and find me Donald Trump's
directly
healthcare
ordered,
policy from his first term.
I know, but Obama directly sanctioned...
One moment. Go find me a source that proves Donald Trump had healthcare policy in his first... I'm kind of just wasting my time here, but I'll do it.
And let me look up the source really quick.
Yeah, go look up the source.
Okay.
Do it. We'll get somebody else up on the stream while you're looking up that source. I need you to do it. I do.
I'm looking up on my computer right now.
All right. If you are a Trump supporter, go ahead and hop inside of the queue for me. We'll happily get you loaded up in here. These debates as of recently have just been a little bit more annoying than debates in the past, because now it's like Trump supporters are just making like shit up. And I mean, just completely fabricated. Usually, the typical Trump supporter will like put a spin on the truth and make something misleading or misinformation, but it still like tracks something that actually happened. Take, for instance, the 2020 election. They say that because of something that actually happened, a bunch of mail-in ballots went for Biden. Therefore, something that didn't actually happen, aka the election being rigged, occurred. But like now, this guy's claim, it doesn't even track something that did actually happen. There's just no grounding nor foundation for the statement that Donald Trump had healthcare policy.
I got it.
Wow.
So the situation I was talking about, he didn't directly provide the insurance policy, but he did support it. And this is from EUUSAtoday.com. And it quotes that his plan was, he promised insurance for everybody and claimed that a plan was nearing completion, which it hadn't been completed in his first term, but it was still those efforts that provided
Trump promised insurance for everybody?
Yeah, that's a quote.
Can you show me that?
I mean, I'd rather you. I mean, I'm looking at it on my screen.
Okay, so what's the name of the publisher and what's the title of the publishment?
It was USA Today, and the title was Donald Trump says he wants government or insurance companies to pay for IVF treatments.
Shoo. First and foremost, that's not a promise from his first term. That's from his second term. Second of all, that's not a promise of universal health care for everybody. And third of all, that's a promise that he never followed through with in his second term. And fifth of all, IVF treatment would not save the life of your 4-year-old sister because 4-year-olds don't get IVF treatment. Sixth of all, do you even know what IVF is?
I'm not
Hey,
familiar
guys.
with the term.
Hey,
IVF.
welcome in. Welcome in, Mason. Give me one moment here. Okay. So IVF is the artificial implementation of a fertilized zygote into the uterus of a woman.
Yeah.
So she could like have kids if she doesn't have any eggs. She could like have kids if her husband has a low sperm count or doesn't have a husband at all and just wants a sperm donor. It's fertility treatment. So was your 4-year-old sister receiving fertility treatment to have a child?
Probably not.
Probably not. Right. So the article that you gave me has nothing to do with the medical treatment that your sister received.
Well, that's just what I read. It's just
Okay.
highlighted from an article.
I'm going to move on now. Mason, do you support Trump?
No, I don't. I just wanted to say hi to you.
Okay. Hey, Mason. Take care. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Dude, they're so bad today. They're so bad today, everybody. Huge yikes in the chat. Please and thank you. Miss Elizabeth, thank you for the $100 donation on Super Chat. My God, Elizabeth. That is way too much money. I don't deserve that much love. Genuinely, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You are the absolute goat. Let's show some love to Elizabeth down below for the $100. Elizabeth says, "Hey, Dean, yesterday I suggested something in response to you saying that you felt like you'd reach out to fans, but because of Charlie Kirk, felt hesitant to physically do so by doing in-person events. How about a stream for fans specifically? Same thing that you already do, but just getting fans up considerate." I've had people asking me for that for a very, very long time, just doing a Q&A. I think it's finally time that we do it one of these days, because once again, people have been asking me for that forever. Thank you for the $100, Elizabeth. I do really appreciate you very much so for the love. Austie, do you support Trump?
Yo, I just wanted to ask, do you know...
They're like 5, bruh. Get out of here. Over on Venmo, thank you so much, Jamie, for the $20. Who says, "I had to send a little bit extra because I saw your conversation with Divine Order earlier. As a pro-life anti-Trump who's right-leaning, you are my 2 favorite streamers." Oh, well, yeah, I did have a debate with Divine Order earlier. He's on the right. He's anti-abortion, so I debated him on abortion. You know, Jamie, maybe I'd like to talk to you, or at least people like you that are anti-Trump but pro-life, because I think I might be able to change your mind. At least I could try. Let's go and get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA, everyone. I would really appreciate that. Please do follow the rules of the stream, y'all. We are just looking for some Trump supporters to talk to today. So let's go to try to get that next guest, Carson, connected to the stream right now. Over on PayPal, thank you so much for the $20. Addison. Oh, man. Addison, hey, listen. I'm gonna keep that message to myself. I'm so fucking... Never mind. I'm going to read that out loud. Addison with a $20 says, "Hello, Dean. 3 months ago, my ex raped me and impregnated me. It's my father's very MAGA and refused to travel to Canada to ensure me a safe abortion. I had him listen to your abortion debates, and thanks to you, I was able to travel and receive it. Thank you for being my voice." Addison. First and foremost, I'm so fucking sorry to hear that happened to you. That is genuinely a life-altering experience. It is one of the worst things that a human could do to another. And I am just so fucking sorry that it happened to you. Second of all, I'm so happy that the live streams were able to change your parents' mind. You know, Addison, this will stick with me, just like I'm sure your message will. Around a year ago, we had a 16-year-old join the stream. She told us that she was raped and impregnated and her parents did not want her to access abortion, but she was able to use my streams to change her parents' minds. And I'm so happy that I could do the same thing for you. And that's why whenever we discuss abortion on this stream, we open with why they don't hold an exception for abortion in circumstances of rape. It is of the utmost importance to me. You are of the utmost importance to me, Addison. Thank you for the $20. Please do show some love to Addison down below in that comment section. That is very powerful. Thank you so much for that message, genuinely. Stillwell Crew 616. Do you support Trump?
Hello.
Do you support Trump?
I think that.
Big Boggs, do you support Trump?
Howdy. So, yes, and like, kind of no at the same time.
Well,
admittedly, I haven't been too.
Let's test it this way. If the election was held tomorrow between Trump and Harris, who'd you vote for?
Trump, for sure.
All right, my friend, then you're in the right place. Let me thank a couple people, then the mic and the floor will be yours. I think we honestly just have one person to thank here. Mr. Robert. This came in about 20 minutes ago on PayPal. Thank you so much for the $100 donation. You are the absolute GOAT. Let's get 1,000 Robert W's in that chat. Thank you so much for the love and support, man. I don't deserve a penny of that. That is way too much fucking money. I appreciate you, Robert. Robert with $100 says, 54-year-old longtime listener and native South Carolina residents. Thank you so much for refusing to accept people talking to you on speakerphones and shitty Bluetooth devices. Kids these days, love you, man. Keep up the good work, brother. Yeah, honestly, Robert, it gets annoying to me. I feel pressured into leaving them on the stream because we still technically can hear them. But I just have these in-ear monitors piping their audio all the way into my fucking eardrum. And when there's like echoes and shit like that, it's just really hard for me to focus. But I appreciate you for the $100 for the code. Go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you'd vote for Trump if the election was tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'd like to say first, if you can hear my air conditioner, I apologize. I'm in the Navy and I'm stationed in Pearl Harbor.
Oh, wow.
So it's a loud air conditioner. But so the reason why I voted for Trump, right, there's like a multitude of things. So I grew up in West Virginia, I grew up on a farm, right? And my entire family just runs on oil and gas, right? That's just one of the facets, but really I believe that
you said that you're active duty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is your identity at all connected to the account that you're on?
Yes.
All right, buddy.
Bad idea.
So the Hatch Act was a piece of legislation passed in 1939, and it strictly prohibits partisan political activities of federal employees while they are actively working in, like, for instance, a federal facility or using government equipment. For members of the military, it's larger, and it's specifically when that member of the military is active duty. So when you're active duty, according to the law, you cannot engage in partisan political activities and like publicly voice your political opinions.
I've always heard stuff kind of like that. Usually whenever these things happen, people just say this is in no way connected to me, like the presidency or whatever. I'm not here to like debate on like.
You could always consult a JAG attorney. I just wanted to let you know. So then you like have, you know, you could at least have informed consent when debating me. So if you want to have a conversation with me, you're more than welcome to stay up on the line. I just wanted you to know that you could possibly be in violation of the Hatch Act, but it's totally up to you if you want to have a conversation with me or not. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome. So I'm not like debating on if like he's a good president or anything. I'm right leaning for sure, but I'm open to like having that changed. Right?
Okay, it's up to you, and you're also like welcome to leave the live at any point. But yeah. So why do you? Well, you said you're not thinking. Why do you think Trump is a good president? That's the question. If you want to answer it, go ahead. Yeah. If you don't want to answer it, feel free to leave.
I think that for how my family runs, right? We run on oil and gas, drill, right? That is a big thing, and with the left, it's always renewable energy. However, that costs us jobs.
In oil and gas. Okay, well, that's not true. So you're right that the left does want to push for renewable energy resources. And you're also right that for a while, like the sentiment on the left was we need to do that right now, shut down the oil drilling and then just replace it with like nuclear and solar energy today. But we kind of learned that that failed. There wasn't enough support for that amongst the American electorate or even just in Congress with the GOP. And the Biden-Harris administration kind of redefined the way that the left is advocating for their end goal of renewable energy resources by not saying that we need to replace non-renewable energy resources with renewable today, but rather by actually producing the most non-renewable energy out of any president in American history, which was Biden with his oil drilling. So we dominate as much of the oil market as we possibly can, while at that same time making the largest investments into non-renewable energy R&D today, so that later down the road, when it's just as, if not more affordable than oil and gas, we could more easily switch to the non-renewable forms of energy. So the Democrats right now are really good for oil and gas. But in the long term, when we can do so sustainably, want to switch to renewable energy resources.
That's awesome. I've never ever heard of that ever.
Yeah, according to the
but
Energy
always-
Information Administration, the Biden-Harris administration produced the most oil out of any administration in U.S. history, even more than Trump in his first term.
Well, right now I'm gonna take you for your word. I'm gonna look it up later, but I'm gonna let you have a great day. I hope these debates get better. I like listening and learning, and that's what I was hoping to do with this.
Yeah, you take care. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Yeah, man, the Hatch Act is serious. Also, I think that the Hatch Act is bullshit. Well, isn't that kind of crazy that active duty members of the military can express their political opinions? Isn't that fucked up? How is that not a violation of the First Amendment? I don't know. Welcome in, Ty. Do you support Trump? Okay, Ty's not here. Also, guys, I see a lot of people in the chat. How's England and Norway doing? Let me know. Let me know how England and Norway is doing down below. I got my money on Norway, okay? I got my money on Norway. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I'm going to touch you.
Okay, thank you. You have a good day. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue. If you do happen to be here for a debate about why you support Trump, folks, we're looking for some Trump supporters to join the stream and give us an argument. England has 2, Norway has 1. Oh, come on. Come on,
Hello?
Norway. Pronouns?
She, her.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2000
And banned. 2000 and banned, yeah. If you have to think about the year that you were born in, you're absolutely lying. Yo, Silver Nash, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. Oh, man, sending your sister lots of love. Sending your sister lots of love, Silver. Thank you for the $10. Freddie, thank you for the $10 as well. Weird-ass message as always, Freddie. Keep at it. Arwin, thank you for the $20, who says... One moment, Arwin. But thank you for the $20. Let's get 300 Arwin W's. I appreciate you. Joey, do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you? Aaron with the 20 says, hey, Dean, I've been watching you for almost a year. I want to know your thoughts on NATO meeting held in Ankara. I'm probably butchering that, which is in my country, love from Turkey. Well, I'm not familiar with the specifics about that meeting, but I'll take a look into it and I'll give you my thoughts. Thank you for the love. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue if you are here for debate. If you want to support me, if you want to support the streams, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message over on the YouTube stream as well as the handles at the top of the phone screen on TikTok too. It's just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E in my last name, Withers. Welcome in, little bro. Do you support Trump? Tough username? Speak up. Or forever hold your peace. All right. Looks like they're going to be forever holding their peace. Sorry. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA, everybody. Harley, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No.
Banned. Moving on to the next guest, quite frankly. Let's go to get them connected. We got CJ back loading in. Thank you for the $5, Alex, who says, just started watching you yesterday. Love everything that you do. Thanks, Alex. And then Catherine, thank you for the $5 as well. You're awesome. Let's go. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yup.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
February 20th, 2008.
And why do you support the worst president of your fucking life? This disgusting monstrosity that we call Trump.
Well, because, first of all, he gets rid of the fucking taco munchers and he hate niggers.
All right, we're going to ban you. That's MAGA. That's actually like the third Trump supporter of the day we've had come up here just to call black people the N-word and disparage other minorities. Yeah, guys, MAGA is very racist. Over on Venmo, Mr. Spence, thank you for the $20 on Venmo, who says, moved over from YouTube because you don't get all the money. That's bullshit. Yeah, YouTube takes a pretty hefty percentage, and it gets even worse if you're on mobile, because then Apple takes like another 30% on top of TikTok's, top of YouTube's 30%. Dakota, do you support Trump?
I did.
Dakota, what's that?
I did.
You did. It kind of sounds like you're driving Dakota, so I'm going to kick you. Sounds like you're probably driving a big rig like the one in your profile picture. Kemper Roybal, do you support Trump?
Yes.
Is that your name? Kemper Roybal?
Yeah.
That's a tongue twister, dude.
I know.
How old are you?
20.
All right, what year were you born in?
2006.
And why do you support Trump?
Honestly, Dean, I'd even support Trump until after Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Melissa Hortman's assassination, did that do anything?
We are Charlie Kirk. We can't.
Liz, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. My God, thank you, Liz. Thank you so much. You were awesome. Let's get 500 Liz W's. That is so much money. I'm very, very grateful for you. Thank you so much, Liz. Liz with the 50 says, I know that I already donated, but I started to literally cry when you read Addison's story. I'm so glad that you're able to change minds of MAGA parents so that their kids aren't forced to undergo an unwanted pregnancy. Keep on fighting the good fight. Also, Addison, you are strong. Liz, I agree with you full-heartedly. It's so impactful, man. It's honestly a little bit hard for me to understand, you know, the level of the impact that we can have on people's lives just by, you know, sitting on my computer and staring at a camera for 4 hours. But I just love it so much. It makes me feel good knowing that I'm doing good by others and influencing better outcomes for people that matter. And that's why I come on here every day. Trump is good. Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Edge?
Put bananas in my butt. No, don't put bananas in my butt.
Thanks for wasting our time. Very kind of you. And Yahoo and Trump love you. Let's go to get the next guest, Jeremy, loaded up into the box. Here we go. On the opposite side of the queue, if you are here for debate, everybody, please and thank you. Do follow the rules of the stream. I'd appreciate that so very much. Here we go. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Looking for the next guest right now. Quite frankly, for everybody that's watching the live, let me know how your day's been so far down below in the comment section. Hope it's been well. Everybody. Hope it's been well. Apollo, do you support Trump?
No, but I have a singular serious question. Like, this is actually...
Sorry, Apollo, you don't even get to ask it. You're banned. You're banned. I banned you, Apollo. I banned you. Quite frankly. Ryan!
If you ask anyone else...
Hi, puppy! Hi, puppy! Hey, puppy!
Banned. Where's the fucking ban button? Where's the fucking ban button? Why did that take so long? Why did that take so long? Why did that take so long to ban them? Moving on to the next guest. Dude. Wow. While we're getting the next guest up here, I'm going to need y'all to show some very serious love to Ryan. And not just one Ryan, but two motherfucking Ryans. Ryan on PayPal, Ryan Stone. Thank you for the $100. Who says, fuck MAGA, destroy them all every day. And then another Ryan on Super Chat who says, age does not equal intellect. Thank you for what you do. Ryan over here and Ryan over there. Ryan on PayPal and Ryan on Super Chat. It's Ryan Inception. Thank you both so much for the love. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting what we do. Y'all are awesome. W Ryans. Can we just get some W Ryans in that comment section? Make that plural with an S at the end. That's right. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So much fucking love. I don't even know what to say. Huge shout out to the Ryans. While we're hopping into this next debate. Liftoff Media. Do you support Trump?
Yo.
Yikes. How old are you?
22. 04.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. And you support this shit show. Why?
He derailed the crypto industry.
Made me a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and how's Bitcoin doing today compared to where it was at a year and a half ago? Or
Yo, you really
Ethereum?
think I'll be buying Bitcoin, bro? Are you
Or
serious
any
right now?
or any other mainstream
Are you
coin?
kidding me right now, bro?
Oh yeah, do you fuck with those little volatile meme coins that get rug pulled by 13-year-olds in their basement?
Hell nah. You buy meme coins?
What are you fucking with? That
You
Donald
live to
Trump is
buying meme
quote-unquote
coins all the time,
deregulated?
bro.
Also,
I'm
I know
gonna
that
vote for anyone
I know that you're
deregulates the crypto
LARPing.
industry.
I
He
know
made
that
me
you're. I
thousands
know
of
that you're
dollars, bro. He
LARPing.
made me thousands of dollars, bro.
I know that you're
thousands of
LARPing.
dollars.
Can
I
I tell you
didn't
I know
go
that
to
you're
college.
LARPing?
I didn't even go to college. My first vote was for.
I'm gonna throw you on mute. You're LARPing, and I know this because anybody who's actually invested in crypto and cares about crypto knows that crypto does not need deregulation. Crypto needs more regulation. The issue with crypto for a long time was that I forget the agency that presides over crypto, but the agency that presides over crypto would just like randomly arrest and randomly sue the shit out of different people that were operating inside of crypto because there was no crystal clear regulations that they had to abide by, and therefore people wouldn't know if they were acting out of accordance or in accordance with the FEC's guidelines. So everybody inside of crypto were begging the FEC for more regulations so they knew exactly what they could and they could not do. And it wasn't just the wild, wild west where the FEC was randomly suing and arresting people for nothing. So your claim that Trump deregulated the crypto industry is false. He, alongside the Democrats and Republicans in Congress, helped to pass the Genius Act that actually just gave more regulation to people in the crypto industry, which is exactly what the people in the crypto industry wanted.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I made the most money of my life under his administration. Like, over these last 2 years, I've netted in, like, I dropped out of college. I made, like, $18,000 off of crypto day trading. It's been the best time of my life.
Dude,
I mean,
you
I just
out of
started
college over 18 bands?
Hey, I'm just getting started, bro. I started off my first year. I lost
Okay.
about $3,000.
So what specifically did Trump deregulate?
I don't fucking know. I just saw it in the news, bro.
All right, bro. I don't know, dude. Everybody that we're talking to today is like actually an idiot. Every single person that we're talking to today has like 3 fucking brain cells. Like, for the audience, I'm sorry, you guys, that every single person that we've debated today has been point blank period stupid. Heidi, I appreciate you so much for the galaxy. It's been unreal. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. Trump supporters are always pretty stupid because if you weren't stupid, then you wouldn't be a Trump supporter. But it's like the Trump supporters today have just been absurdly stupid to the point where it kind of breaks down inability to even like transact knowledge and have a debate.
What's up, bro?
What's up, little bro? Do you support Trump, little bro?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you, little bro?
I'm 18, big bro.
Why do you support Trump, Adam?
Border security, abortion. Where would you like to start?
What's your profile picture? Is that Trump and Netanyahu?
Yeah, with lasers.
Is that like daddy number 1 and daddy number 2?
Only daddy number 1. I just think Netanyahu's funny.
Do you want them to like read you bedtime stories and talk to you as they kill innocent little Palestinian boys and girls?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't
yeah.
respect Netanyahu.
Yeah?
I just thought it was funny.
Oh, I just thought it was funny. So you said abortion. Do you think that abortion should be banned for rape victims?
No.
It should be legal for rape victims, but everybody else it should be banned. Do you want abortions to go up or down?
Down.
Down? Okay. Well, what did overturning Roe v. Wade do?
Bring the abortion numbers up.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems like that policy didn't really achieve your goal of bringing abortions down. So what has Trump done to bring abortions down?
Well, this is only policy change on abortion, but
Okay, so the only thing that he's done in reference to abortion is to bring abortions up?
Yeah, but it's the attempt that matters. I mean,
Okay, well, now that we know the outcome of the attempt, I think it's the attempt that doesn't matter, especially considering the fact that you think his attempt led to more murdering of babies. Like, there's no participation trophies for presidents, A. And if the quote-unquote attempt from the president leads to more babies being murdered, which is what you as a pro-lifer think it does, there's just no way that you could ever support it. I love how fast and simple these conversations are about Donald Trump's abortion policy, because from the pro-life view, Donald Trump is terrible. He just caused more babies to get murdered, bro.
I mean, I'm just hoping more states are going to ban it. More red states are going to illegalize it, so that's all we can hope, right?
Josie, thank you so much for the galaxy. But I mean, like, how many more red states that haven't already banned it will ban it in the next couple years before a Democrat wins and then re-implements federal protections for women and girls' access to abortion? Like, we know it's going to happen. Andrew, thank you for the galaxy. According to the Pew Research Center, over 65% of Americans are pro-choice. It's just bound to happen, dude.
I mean, who do you got? Gavin Newsom or ALC? You think they're going to win over JD Vance? Like,
Yeah, you mean the most unpopular vice president in American history at this point of their term? Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do, Adam.
Yeah,
I do.
I doubt that.
Yeah. You doubt that a Democrat is going to be able
What's
to
so
beat the most
special about
unpopular
AOC?
VP in history.
What's so special about AOC then?
I don't know. She doesn't support a rapist as president, for one. That's pretty special.
I don't support Biden.
Oh, wait, no, I was talking about Trump. You know, the guy that had a court rule that he raped a woman? That guy?
You mean the girl that couldn't even remember what calendar year she was raped in?
Oh, yeah. You mean like a lot of rape victims? Why would that mean that the character or the statement of fact shared within her testimony as corroborated by the evidence is false, especially after the Supreme Court, which is 6-3 leaning, accepted the verdict?
I don't know. It just brings a little down to my eyes.
Yeah, why? Why?
I mean, that's a big event. You'd agree, right? You'd probably remember.
Are you saying that it is typical for rape victims to remember the calendar year they were raped in? Because she remembered the season and she remembered the year. She said late 1995 to early 1996. That is a container of 365 days, just like a calendar year. So why would knowing what season you were raped in, but not knowing the calendar year you were raped in, bring doubt to you? And can you give me evidence that a vast majority of rape victims remember the calendar year that they were raped in? Can you give me any evidence of that? Because trauma messes up memory, dude. It does. There is a traumatic response from the brain in many scenarios where we'll see somebody get raped that makes them forget some of the facts of when it and where it occurred. Especially after 23 years pass. I mean, I'm not going to cast a shadow of a doubt on a rape victim for being able to remember where it occurred, being to remember how it occurred, being to remember what time of the year it occurred, because she said it happened during the winter, but not being able to remember the calendar year.
So she remembers where it occurred and how it occurred, but not when it occurred?
She remembered when it... No. You're equivocating between not knowing the calendar year that it occurred and when it occurred, because she did know that it occurred in late 1995 to early 1996 during winter. But because that's such a small time period of like a couple months, okay, like winter is like what? Like 3 to 6 months, maybe at max 3 to 4 months. So she was able to isolate a container of 3 to 4 months that she was raped in. It just so happens that that container of 3 to 4 months happened to fall in between 2 years.
I don't know, dude. I just expected to know the calendar year.
I would actually argue that her remembering the season is more meaningful than her remembering the calendar year, because the season is a smaller time period than the calendar year. So wouldn't her remembering the season compared to the calendar year, if anything, be a more specific period in which she was raped in?
I thought you just said it was stated. She said,
Can you agree that her remembering a time period of like 5 months she was raped in is more specific and less vague than a period of 12 months she was raped in? Can you agree to that?
Yeah, but was that in her testimony?
Yeah, that she was raped during the winter. Yes. That's a time period of around 5 months. What's that?
Okay. I accept that.
Good boy.
Yeah, so border security and...
So you accept that he raped her?
I accept that he sexually abused her, civilly.
So why don't you accept that he raped her, but you do accept that he sexually abused her?
What did the jury conclude?
That he forcefully penetrated her vagina with his fingers.
Which was sexual abuse, correct?
Yeah, in accordance with the law, yeah.
Okay.
So why do you reject that he raped her?
Because he wasn't found civilly liable of rape. He was found civilly liable
even though
of
he forcefully penetrated her vagina with his fingers? So do you personally think that a man forcefully penetrating a woman's vagina with his fingers is rape? Do you personally think that?
No.
No, but you do think that it is rape when it's the penis. So what's the relevant distinction between a man forcefully penetrating a woman's vagina with his finger and forcefully penetrating a woman's vagina with his penis that makes one rape and makes one not rape?
The penis is a sexual organ.
So you think
Finger's
that
not.
it has to be a sexual organ. And why does it have to be a sexual organ in order for it to be rape?
It just makes more sense for.
Why does that make more sense?
And clearly, it makes more sense in the law's eyes too, right?
No, well, A, you shouldn't be appealing to the law to argue what does or doesn't make sense, because if you were born 200 years earlier than you were, then you could appeal to the law to argue that slavery makes sense. And B, the laws actually change. So the laws that exists in New York and 35 other states today does include the penetration of a woman's vagina with their fingers as rape. So because you're appealing to the law to determine what does make sense, well, then you would argue that it does make sense that it is rape when a man forcefully penetrates a woman's vagina with his fingers, because that's what the law says now. Correct?
Okay, so
Correct. So I just want to clarify. Do you accept that it does make sense that it's rape for a man to forcefully penetrate a woman's vagina with his fingers, because that's what the law says now? And you just attempted to misguidingly appeal to the law to argue otherwise because you thought the law stated otherwise.
If he was found civilly liable 2023 and above, then yeah, it would have made sense.
Oh, okay. So it's just fully dependent on what the law says. So how many people were raped during American slavery? Like, particularly those that were enslaved. Was it more than one person?
I assume so.
Okay, but can you point me towards a single court case that said there was even a single enslaved person raped during slavery? No, because the law did not consider enslaved black people to be people. Therefore, they couldn't be the subject or a victim of a crime.
That's a good point. I don't think that's the same though, right? Because having a law on the books and just finding it as a different form of sexual misconduct is different than not finding any misconduct at all. So he was still found of sexual misconduct, but...
Well, no, your argument is not that it's not rape because they found him guilty of another crime like sexual abuse. No, your argument is that it's not rape because they didn't find him guilty of rape.
So do you think he was guilty of rape?
Yes, duh.
Why?
Because they determined that he was guilty of forcefully penetrating a woman's vagina with his fingers unconsensually, and that's an action that I see to be rape.
Okay. I can agree with that.
Okay, so now you agree with that. So you agree that Trump is a rapist?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's be level-headed, mature adults here. We can agree that rapists shouldn't be in public office, right? That's why Graham Plattner just dropped out. That's why that Republican in Congress dropped out. That's why that guy running in California dropped out. Because rapists shouldn't be in public office, correct?
I mean, they technically shouldn't, but he's allowed to run for president. Am I correct?
Yeah, just like Graham Plattner was allowed to run for the Senate. But can we agree that Graham Plattner should have dropped out because he was a rapist?
Yeah.
Okay. So Trump should leave the Oval Office and give it over to J.D. Vance because he's a rapist?
Well, no, because he's already president.
Oh, okay. So Eric Swalwell in California, that was already in Congress. Last month, it came out that he was a rapist, and Eric Swalwell dropped out from Congress. Do you think that was a good decision for Eric Swalwell to make?
Well, that was 5 credible accusations.
But do you think that was a good decision for Eric Swalwell to make, to drop out of Congress? And everybody in the GOP and even many Democrats putting pressure on Eric Swalwell to drop out of Congress, were they doing the right thing? Yes or no?
I want all the Democrats to drop out of Congress.
Okay. Were they doing the right thing by pressuring Eric Swalwell into dropping out of Congress because he was a rapist?
Yeah.
Okay. So if Donald Trump was in Congress, he should drop out because he's a rapist. But because Donald Trump is president, he shouldn't drop out even though he's a rapist. What's the difference?
Invoke the 25th Amendment then, or whatever amendment that is.
Well, what's the difference between you stating that if Donald Trump, like Eric Swalwell, was in Congress and was a rapist, that they should drop out, but you don't hold that same perspective on Trump because he's the president? So why do you think it's true that if a congressman or woman is a rapist, they should drop out, but if the president is a rapist, they shouldn't drop out? Why do you hold that to be true?
If Eric Swalwell didn't drop out, I'd expect the Democratic Party to invoke some sort of
You're not answering my question. Do you need me to repeat it?
Yeah, repeat it.
So I asked you if it was a good thing for Eric Swalwell to drop out of Congress because he was a rapist, and you said yes. And right before that, I asked you if it was a good thing, or it would be a good thing for Trump to leave the presidency behind him and, step down because he's a rapist, and you said no. So what's the relevant difference? Why in one scenario do you say they should step down, but in the other scenario they shouldn't step down? Why is that?
Because if Eric Swalwell didn't step down, I'd expect the Democratic Party to try and pressure him or try and get him arrested, right?
So do you think that the Republican Party should try to get Trump arrested?
I think that you guys should try and invoke the 25th Amendment if you really think that.
That wouldn't be us. That'd be his cabinet. Do you think that his cabinet should invoke the 25th Amendment on Trump? Yes or no?
If they think that's appropriate, then that's what they should do.
No, do you think that's appropriate for them to do is the question that you're running away from because you're a weasel and you know I gotcha. It's inevitable, bro. It's inevitable. You're not going to be able to get yourself out of a direct answer to this question. Do you think it would be appropriate for Trump's cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment on him and force him out of the Oval Office? Yes or no?
I think it'd be morally just.
So you think it'd be a good thing to do that? Because a synonym for something being morally just is for it being a good thing. So it'd be a good thing for them to do that, right?
Right.
Okay, and good things are things that we should do, right?
Not always.
Can you name a morally good thing that we should not do?
I think it's a good thing to eat a lot of pancakes, but you get fat. I don't think you should do that.
I don't think it's a particularly morally good thing to eat a pancake.
I think it's a good thing for me to eat a pancake because I think they taste good.
So when you eat a pancake, you're doing something that's morally good? No, you're doing something that's morally permissible or amoral. That morality is not concerned to what breakfast foods you eat, like a pancake. Okay? So that's not an example of a good thing that we shouldn't do. Name a morally good thing that we should not do.
I think it'd be a morally good thing to give all your money to St. Jude Hospital, but obviously that would ruin your livelihood, right? You shouldn't do that.
Okay, you shouldn't give all of your money to a St. Jude's Hospital?
I mean, would that ruin your livelihood?
Well, then the argument would be is that either it's actually not a good thing to give all of your money to a St. Jude's Hospital.
It's not a good thing to give a lot of money to St. Jude?
Oh, no, you didn't say a lot, you said all.
Yeah.
Or that's
money.
not something that you shouldn't do. And when we say that's something that you shouldn't do, maybe we're equivocating on the sense of the use of the word should there. Because I think that when we describe something that is good, we're literally just saying something that you should do. Because what else would be meant by something being morally good? How do you define something as morally good? What do you think that means?
Something that invokes happiness in somebody is something that invokes...
No, because raping invokes happiness in rapists.
That'd be an
So what do you think is meant by
what
do you think is meant by something that is morally good?
Just something that invokes better outcomes for.
Okay. So earlier when you said it'd be morally just for them to invoke the 25th Amendment on Trump, you're saying that's something that would invoke better outcomes for the world. So do you agree that we should do things that invoke better outcomes for the world?
Invoke the 25th Amendment then.
But I'm just arguing. Do you think they should invoke the 25th Amendment?
I think it's morally just.
That's answer my question with a direct yes or no. Is it something that they should do?
If it's morally just, then that's whatever they want to do.
Answer the question. Do you think they should do it?
I think it'd be better for them to do it than for them to
Do you think that they should do it, please?
I think it'd be better for them to
do you think they should do it, please?
Listen.
No, I want a yes or no. Should they do it?
I'm giving you my answer. I think.
Okay, is it a yes or is it a? Because let me clarify this to you and everybody else watching the stream. So when I'm asking you the question, is this something that they should do? The possible answer selections exist as a true dichotomy. You have two options. It's either yes, you affirm the proposition that this is something they should do, or no, you do not affirm this proposition as something that they should do. So please tell me, yes or no, should they do it?
It'd be better for them to do it than for them to not do it.
Okay. I did not ask you if it would be better for them to do it than to not do it. I asked you if it's something that you think they should do. So tell us, is it something that they should do?
The GOP or the Democratic Party?
The only party who has the ability to invoke the 25th Amendment on Trump would be his own cabinet. And I thought I already specified that. Should they invoke the 25th Amendment on Trump? But really, anyone in Congress, anybody to kick him out, should they invoke the 25th Amendment?
In my opinion, or what I think they want to do?
In your opinion. You already shared that your opinion is that it would be a good thing for them to do. You already shared your opinion that it would be better for them to do than not to do. So now just share your opinion, should they do it? You fucking sophist, you little weasel. You little spineless weasel that can't answer a question because
I'm
you've
not
been
a
gone.
sophist. I'm not a sophist. All right, I think they should do it.
Okay. So
But-
you're not a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I am.
So I
Just
just want to
because I think
clarify.
they should.
Okay. So I just want to clarify. You simultaneously believe that Trump should not be in office because that's what you just stated. That
Not
he
a
should
true
be thrown
dichotomy.
out.
It's not a
But
true
you
dichotomy.
also believe, I'm not presenting it as a dichotomy, you idiot. Listen to what I'm saying. So you simultaneously believe that Donald Trump should not be president due to the fact you think he should be removed from office. But because you support Trump, you therefore think that he should be president. So that's an explicit contradiction. You can't support Trump while saying that he should be removed from office, because to say that he should be removed from office is to say that he should not be president. And to say that you support him as president is to say that he should be president. So your explicit contradiction is that you are simultaneously affirming the
that's not a
claim
contradiction.
that
It's
Donald
not
Trump
a dichotomy.
should and should not be president.
The fact that he is sitting president, I support him as sitting president, but
Not if you think he should not be sitting president, which is a direct implication from your claim that they should remove him from office.
No, because I think if they were to invoke the 25th Amendment, then I could agree with that decision.
Nope. You
But
said that they should invoke the 25th Amendment, meaning that he should not. Do you agree
Yeah, but my
that the
opinion doesn't
claim?
matter.
Do you agree that the claim they should invoke the 25th Amendment to kick Trump out of office is identical to the claim that Donald Trump should not be our sitting president? Because the claim that Donald Trump should not be sitting president is a necessary implication of the claim that they should kick him out of office by invoking the 25th Amendment.
Yeah, but my opinion doesn't matter.
Okay, so you accept that it's a necessary implication. So because it's your opinion that they should invoke the 25th Amendment on Donald Trump and kick him out of office, and you accept that a necessary implication of your opinion is that therefore Donald Trump should not be the sitting president, it is therefore your opinion in virtue of those two facts that Donald Trump should not be sitting president.
Then why is it always about rape? Can we talk
Do
about
you accept
politics?
that? Do you accept that in virtue of those two facts, it's therefore true that you think Donald Trump should not be sitting president?
Let's talk about politics.
No, answer the question. Do you agree that in virtue of those two facts that I just described, that it's therefore true that you think Donald Trump should not be president?
The fact that he is president, I support him as sitting president.
That's
but
not
yes,
what I
do.
asked you. Do you agree in
Yes,
virtue of the
but-
two facts that we
hold on,
just gave
bro.
you that it is
Dude.
your opinion that Donald Trump should not be the sitting president?
You can't handle yes or you can't handle more than a yes or no. The fact that he is sitting president, I support him in that aspect. But
That's not what I asked
do
you.
think the GOP. What are you asking me?
Do I need a? Oh, you know what, bro? We're gonna open up the whiteboard for you.
Just ask me again, bro.
We're gonna open up the whiteboard for you because we need to get real analytical on you. Apparently, this is always fun. We like whipping out the whiteboard. So you
Just ask me
stated
again.
that Trump's cabinet should invoke the 25th Amendment on Trump. Do you accept that you made this claim?
I accept this proposition.
Okay, perfect. Do you accept that it is also true in virtue of this claim that therefore Donald Trump should not be the sitting president?
The fact that he is a sitting president, I support him in that aspect.
So what I'm asking you if you accept that this claim is a necessary implication of this claim. Because if they should invoke the 25th Amendment on Trump, then Donald Trump should not be the sitting president. Because invoking the 25th Amendment on Trump would restrict his ability and remove his ability from being the sitting president.
I would accept and support the GOP's decision if they invoke the 25th Amendment.
That's not what I asked you. Do you accept that claim number 2 is a necessary implication of claim number 1, yes or no?
Why is it always about rape, dude? Let's talk about
Do you accept that
policy.
claim number 2 is a necessary implication of claim number 1, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Did you affirm claim number 1?
Yes.
Okay, therefore you conclude claim number 2. Debate over.
No, the fact that he is still.
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
sitting
whoa, whoa,
president.
whoa, whoa! Do you affirm claim number 2?
It's the fact that he is
Do you,
still
do,
sitting.
do you affirm claim number 2? Yes or no?
Well, pretty much the same as claim number 1, right?
So do you affirm claim number 2?
So,
Yes or no? Is it true that Trump should not be the sitting president?
Is it my opinion that he should be, or that I support him?
I'm asking you to affirm claim number 2. Is this proposition true or false, sir?
True in the fact that if the GOP were to invoke the 25th Amendment, I'd support that decision.
Is
the
last thing that you said, claim number 1, that you would support it if they were to invoke the 25th Amendment, or that they should invoke the 25th Amendment?
I know. I said the fact that he is still a sitting president.
Oh, okay. So I just want to know. I don't want to know if it's true in a sense. I just want to know if this claim is true or false.
The claim is true.
Okay, so the claim is true that Trump should not be sitting president.
But the fact that he is sitting president, I support him in that
Okay.
aspect.
Do you accept that when somebody says that they support the president, they're saying that they should be president? Do you agree that when you say that you support a president, you are necessarily saying that that person should be president?
I mean, I'd support Mr. Rogers as president, but I don't think he should be president.
Well, then what do you mean by support?
Would rather be the case than the other option.
Okay, well then all things considered, you think that they should be president in consideration of the other options. So it still reduces down to you saying that they should be president.
Let's talk about policy.
Nope. Do you accept that is therefore necessarily true that if you argue that somebody should be, that you support somebody as president, you're arguing that they should be president?
You scared to talk about policy?
You're scared to answer my question.
I answered.
Do you accept that it's necessarily true that when you argue this, you support somebody as president, you're saying that they should be president?
In regards to what fact? I'd say
all facts. You're saying all things considered, they should be president.
All things considered, in the fact that the other option would be worse.
Which is a consideration and made in all things considered. So do you agree that all things considered, when you state that you support somebody as president, you're arguing that they should be president?
Yes.
Do you think that Donald Trump should be president? Sorry, do you think that, do you support Donald Trump as president?
Look.
Do you support Trump as president?
The fact that he is sitting president, I support him.
Do you think that Donald Trump, do you support Trump as president?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you accepted that because you support Trump as president, that necessarily implies that you also accept that Trump should be president. But earlier you said that Donald Trump's cabinet should invoke the 25th Amendment on Trump to kick him out of office, which you agree necessarily implies that Trump should not be president. So in other words, you have an explicit contradiction under your view. The explicit contradiction that is true under your view is that you simultaneously think that Trump should not be and should be president at the same time. Do you agree that the highlighted words on screen is an explicit contradiction?
Listen.
No, do you agree that the highlighted words on screen is an explicit contradiction?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for conceding the whole fucking debate, man.
I didn't concede.
Yes, you just stated that your beliefs are an explicit contradiction. Thanks for conceding the whole debate, the whole thing.
I'd support the GOP.
The whole thing. The whole thing. The whole thing. The whole thing. Do you agree that contradictions can't be true?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you agree that this is a contradiction yielded from your view?
But that's not.
Do you agree that this is a contradiction that's yielded from your view?
That's too simplified.
Do you agree that this is a contradiction that's yielded from a part of your view?
That's too much of a simplified of my view.
Do you agree that this statement is a necessary implication of this statement? And this statement is a necessary implication of the claim that Trump, that you support Trump as president?
That doesn't capture my appropriate view correctly.
It does capture your appropriate view, and I know that because I wrote your appropriate view down word for fucking word.
I would support the GOP's decision to invoke the 20.
Get out of here. You got absolutely fried, by the way. You got absolutely fucking destroyed. We whipped out the whiteboard on him. We walked his view down into him affirming an explicit contradiction. And then him agreeing that he was affirming an explicit contradiction. It does not get worse than that. Bailey, do you support Trump?
No, but I want to ask a question.
Sorry today, Bailey. I hope that you are well, but we are specifically looking for Trump supporters to join the stream to have dialogue with us. So I'm going to go and move on to the next guest right now. Only hop inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA, please. Only hop inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA. For everybody that's hanging out with us, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen and showing that live. Welcome in. Are you an American adult that supports Trump?
Yes, sir. I am 19, 2007 in February.
Alrighty, let me thank a couple people, then the mic of the floor will be yours. Elizabeth, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat, who says that last guest was dodging a question like a slimy politician. Of course, somebody who doesn't think finger banging a woman against her will should bar somebody from being president and result in his immediate resignation. Yeah, that last guest just got absolutely fried because he just wasn't using his brain to think. Really sad when that happens. Avery, thank you for the $20 donation on Venmo 6 minutes ago. Thank you so much, Avery, who says, what would you say to somebody who used to be the biggest Trump supporter and is slowly changing his mind, but he hasn't fully hopped off the train and won't vote in the midterms because he thinks that his vote won't matter since Trump will find a way to win? I'd say that they should join my stream to have a debate with me. So if you happen to know that person personally, Avery, get him up here. Jay, thank you for the $10 as well. I absolutely agree with you that he has violated the Hatch Act, Jay. 110% correct. Nora, thank you for the $10, who says you're a hero for many, myself included, and I'd love to support you. Well, thank you so much for the support, Nora. That is very kind. Rachel, thank you for the $5. Jordan, thank you for the $10. Sydney with the $2. I appreciate y'all. Then over on PayPal, thank you for the $10, Marianne. I appreciate you so much, Marianne, and I like your capture of these Trump supporters. It's really good. SJ, thank you for the $15, who says, just sending some love because you actually made me smile for the first time today. Well, that's awesome. I'm so happy that we can make you smile, SJ. That is definitely a goal of the streams. With all that being said, we're all caught up. If you're watching the streams and you're like, hey, I like this Dean guy and you want to support what we do here, you can find a link to my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio and my TikTok account. Pin message over on that YouTube stream, as well as a handle for my Venmo and my PayPal are at the top of the phone screen on TikTok. It's just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E in my last name, Withers. Joel, go ahead and take it away and tell us why you support Trump.
Yes, sir. So I just want to make a few comments. First of all, I have a great deal of respect for you. I think that you have a large platform and you're doing good coming on here. A little background for me. I'm born and raised in Mississippi, and I support Trump on a couple of policies regarding the freedom of gun rights. And there's a bill currently about emissions. It's and it kind of has to do with emissions on cars. I also want to put it out there. I think I might be under the Hatchet Act in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to be very cautious about stuff, and I would ask that you respect that as well.
Well, listen, I'm just going to debate the way that I usually do, but if you can't answer a question because of that, just leave, and I'm fine with that. You're all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, so yeah, back to the first claim that you made about saying that Trump is good for gun rights. No, the fuck he isn't. Hell no. In his first term, he argued that we should take away people's guns first and then give them due process second. In his second term, he's argued that it's justified to kill people merely because they're carrying a gun, as well as he's told the DOJ to try to find any and all ways to ban any and all gun ownership for law-abiding trans-American citizens. That was such a patently obvious violation of the Second Amendment that even the far-right NRA spoke out and said that that was anti-2A. So you're wrong. Very anti-2A. Very anti-Constitution as a whole.
Yeah. So I would agree on a lot of points that I think there's been a lot of promises not upheld during the run. And I'm not too up to date with politics, but I did have a very real question for you. I think a lot of people get caught up in between red and blue, but do you think there are better options outside of, say, libertarian parties?
I mean, I think that the libertarians are preferable to the Republicans, but the progressives are preferable to the libertarians. Can you please respond to the points that I just gave to demonstrate that your claim that Donald Trump is good for gun rights is false?
I'll say, it would certainly seem that he's done a lot wrong, but from what I've seen on, kind of the blue side and, a lot of blues that I've seen, they just want to ban guns pretty much for any reason, such as the AR-15. I know there's a lot of controversy around that. I think that there is definitely an inalienable right to have them, but not everybody should, right?
So that's not true. I mean, as it stands, AR bans are constitutional. We did it in the 90s to the early 2000s, and it withstood pressure and stress tests from the courts. So as it stands, there's not a constitutional right to own an AR.
But doesn't that seem that doesn't really seem like a appropriate thing to do, though.
I think that it is. If it reduces gun death and there's still alternative means of gun ownership available for home defense or self-defense, I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's kind of gets on another tangent of like abortion. I think I'll actually shock you here. I am ultimately pro-choice leaning, just because you do have to make the exceptions, and in a private healthcare country, I don't think there should be a ban regardless of if it's morally right, or anything. I think that's a crazy take.
So you're saying,
But-
okay, how does this wrap into the gun control bit?
Oh, well, I mean, if we have the right to bear arms, I don't think there should be a restriction on what we'd be able to own.
Okay, so do you think that you should be able to own a nuclear weapon?
Well, I wouldn't say that's a firearm. I'd say that's in a completely different category.
Well,
I
you
think
didn't say the
nuclear
right
weapons
to
are
bear
very
firearms.
destructive.
You just said the right to bear arms.
Yeah, bear arms. That would be contextually with firearms.
Okay, so you think that you should be able to own a fully automatic minigun?
I mean, yeah. There's nothing. I mean, if you're not using it for a
You
destructive
think you
purpose,
should be able to own a fully automatic minigun?
I mean, think about wild hogs that tear through farmlands and they
You
roam in
need
hordes
a
of
fully
tens or hundreds.
automatic minigun to kill wild hogs?
Dude, have you ever seen the YouTube video? It's
My
crazy,
fucking
man.
god. No, dude, no way. Oh, no way, dude. Dear God, man. Dear God. Dude,
I mean, but yeah,
holy
but then
fucking
you
shit.
have why you have it. You shouldn't use that for a destructive purpose. Obviously, there's
Okay,
reasons.
but
I mean,
ultimately,
sometimes
when you
just
allow
want it
people
for
to own
fun.
them, they do use them for destructive purposes. I think if
Right, but
everybody could legally own fully automatic miniguns, that, well, I think these streets would be a lot less safe than they are, dude. Walk outside, bam! 3,000 shots to the chest, sub 3 seconds. You're cooked, dude. They can't even identify your body.
But I mean, I think it's the same way with restrictions as like say the opioid epidemic. We have such
I gotta kick
strict
you for
bans
saying
on
that.
drugs.
Sorry, dude. You really got you really caught a stray there. You can't say the names of any drugs on TikTok Live, or else they'll restrict you for it. Admittedly, it is really weird, and I don't really see the good reason for why these bans exist, but they do. So you just can't mention the name of any drug. You really did catch a stray there. I'm so sorry to hear that. Everybody in the chat saying that England won. Very interesting. Very interesting. I was like I said, I was going for Norway, man. I was going for Norway. Oh well. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Eric loading into the live stream. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. Please and thank you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
18.
Ugh, you support Trump? Yikes, bro. Why?
Border security.
You sound very familiar. Have I spoken with you before?
No. This is actually my first time up here.
I don't know
Spoken
about
to
that.
Parker.
Olivia, thank you for the galaxy. I don't know about that. I think that you might be lying to us. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So, I don't know. What has Trump done for border security?
Lowered illegal crossings by 90%.
What did he do in order to curb illegal crossings by such a high amount?
Scaring illegal entry. Search up the smart wall map.
I actually agree with what you just said about scaring it away. Which is why he shouldn't be doing it. Because the means in which he's been using to scare it away have been vapid human rights violations.
Hold on, search up the smart wall map.
What will it show me? I'll just take your word for it.
It's enhancing security at the southern border.
Okay. Can you respond to the point that I made about him scaring entry away? LOL.
I think that's a good thing.
Okay, so you think it's a good thing to like kill people to scare new entry away? So you think that the
Kill
means
people.
justify the ends there?
Kill people. Who's he killed?
Alex Preddy, for instance. This
The man who
guy
was-
like a day and a half ago who they just shot while he was in his car, and then they're mocking him while he was laying there dead. He was just a random innocent father.
Hold on. Can you ask me the? Wait. So, you think ICE is a bad institution because they've killed a few people unjustly?
I think that they're a bad institution because they uphold reckless disregard for law and life. Yeah.
Okay, by that logic, you would say the same thing for the police force, for the FBI, for any government institution.
Yeah, I think in many ways, in many senses, many of the institutions that exist in society uphold reckless disregard for law and life, which is why I constantly advocate for either their abolition and then restructuring, or just reformation based on what I think is most prudentially and practically reasonable. Yeah.
So I'd advocate for reform in ICE the same way in the police force, but I still think we should have both.
Okay. Well, see, you can't say that you advocate for reform in ICE to make them better, but then support Trump, the person who's making them worse. Like, Trump's reform of ICE is giving them department-wide memorandums to arrest people without judicial warrants in violation of immigrants' 4th and 14th Amendment rights, as ruled on by a judge in Colorado. His reforms to ICE are saying that the murderers within ICE are acting in accordance with department regulatory guidelines, meaning that they don't need to reform shit. Like,
So
yeah,
that means
if you
hold
want ICE to
the-
be reformed, then you're not a supporter of Trump because he's just pushing ICE backwards.
Then that means you'd hold the same standard for the police force for when government agent for when police forces agree with
This would be
the police
politicians and
officers.
police forces. So like when politicians like argue that, oh, like, well, actually George Floyd was not a murder victim at all and Derek Chauvin's a goat. Yeah, get him out of politics. That's not
I
the
don't
type
see
of
you
reform that we need
advocating
in the
the
police
same way
force.
for the police
Or for like
force.
any politicians or like leaders of agencies in policing that argue, oh yeah, they should just be able to bust into somebody's car because of the color of their
So
skin.
why don't I
they
see you
should just be able to
advocating for
kill
the-
people for no reason at all. Yeah, absolutely. Fuck those sheriffs. Fuck those politicians. Fuck those thought leaders. They need to go. We need to reform these institutions, and we can absolutely not have these conservatives destroying our country by eroding the safety and trust and reliability in our institutions in the execution of orders and memorandums that have led these institutions to infringe on such innate and particularly important rights like the right to life, the right to due process, or the right of a presumption of innocence, even if the color of your skin is black or brown.
So then you'd have to hold the same stance on reform and abolishing ICE as you would as the police force, correct? Because
It
your
would-
stance is you want to abolish ICE.
It depends on what is most like practically convenient and would lead to like the better empirical
Practically
outcomes.
convenient. Can we agree that?
Can you allow
ICE
me
is
to finish
deporting-
speaking?
Hold on.
I
hold
said
on,
that
no,
it would
no.
depend on what is most practically convenient and what would lead to the most preferable outcomes. So if the
Okay,
easiest
so-
way to ensure that our immigration enforcement is not infringing on people's rights and killing people is to reform ICE, then I support reforming ICE. If the easiest way to ensure that our immigration enforcement is not infringing on people's rights and killing people is to abolish ICE and then restructure a new department as a whole, then I'd support abolishing ICE and restructuring the new department as a whole. And that's not a test of my ideological bearings in the sense, well, do I think that these agencies and departments are doing things that I perceive to be morally wrong, but rather, what is the most empirically fair and most convenient and expeditious way in order to ensure that these agencies in the future are not violating as many rights?
And that's why my stance is to reform ICE, and your stance is to abolish ICE. We
I
can
literally
agree
just
that
told
ICE
you
is
think that I should be reformed, then you want to be a Trump supporter because he's not reforming ICE in a positive direction. He's only making them worse.
Yeah, but I think the good they're doing outweighs the bad, such as deporting illegal. Hold on. Would you disagree that they are deporting more? Hold on. Would you agree that they are deporting more violent criminals than they are killing American citizens?
They're actually deporting less violent criminals than the Democrats before them.
That's not what I
that also
asked.
didn't endorse
That's
those
not what I
ICE
asked.
agents killing American citizens.
That's not what I asked.
Then
Would
you weren't
agree that
asking a
they're
question that's relevant to our debate about if and why
Would
you
you
support
agree that
Trump.
they're-
One moment. Listen to what I'm saying here. If that's not the question that you asked, then you were not asking a question that's relevant to if and why
No,
you
it
support
is
Trump.
relevant.
And the reason why it wouldn't be relevant is because if Donald Trump is increasing the negative outcomes of ICE, which is more dead citizens, and then protecting those agents in which cause there to be more dead citizens, while also reducing the positives of ICE, like the identification of undocumented immigrants that are guilty of violent offenses and throwing them in jail or deporting them, then ultimately he has made overall conditions worse off. And there's also another assumption that is baked into your question, which is Dean a consequentialist? Is Dean okay with murdering one person to save another 10? Dean is not a consequentialist. I do not think that beyond a threshold, human rights violations are justified regardless of the outcomes that they lead to. So whenever I hear somebody such as yourself saying, well, in fact, I'm okay, I promise, I think that it's justified for them to be killing all these citizens. I think that it's justified for them to be murdering Lorenzo A. dead. I think that it's justified for them to be deporting people with no due process to a place in El Salvador where they're literally tortured because you think that they're deporting more undocumented immigrants guilty of violent crimes than they are literally killing people or torturing people. Well, that's just a false assumption baked into your view. But once again, the meat on the bone here is not only has ICE become significantly worse off under Trump because the Trump administration is fully endorsing that department's actions against immigrants and citizens alike, killing them and shooting them dead, fully endorsing widespread prevalent infractions of the right bearers with rights protected under the Constitution, like when Trump attempted to take birthright citizenship away from the children born to undocumented immigrants, or deporting undocumented immigrants with no due process to El Salvador. But he's also reducing the efficacy of ICE in the sense that under Trump, less than 5% of the deportations have been of undocumented immigrants with bad crimes in their records. Meanwhile, under the Democrats before Trump, like Obama, over 20% of the deportations were of those with violent crimes on their records.
All right. I'll look at the exhaustive costs. Please answer my very relevant question that you are avoiding to answer because I know it cooks you. Would you agree that ICE is deporting more violent criminals than they are killing American citizens?
Yes.
You know, all right. So I think that exhaustive cost
And what's the point?
is necessary.
Okay, yeah, and I've already responded to this. First point, I'm not a consequentialist. I don't think that we could justify such severe human rights violations. I don't think it's okay to rape one person to save the lives of 10 others. Second point that I made here is not only are they killing more citizens, but they're also deporting less undocumented immigrants with violent crimes on their records like Democrats before them. Respond to those 2 points, please.
I want all illegals out.
Respond to the fucking point I made, you idiot.
That's your second point. I want all of them out.
Okay, so respond to the point I made, you idiot.
So what was your first point again?
The first point I'd like you to respond to is you attempted to justify how they've killed some citizens and tortured some immigrants by saying, well, they've actually deported more undocumented immigrants guilty of violent crimes. Well, frankly, they're actually killing more citizens and torturing more immigrants while deporting less undocumented immigrants with violent crimes.
Okay, so you just got contradicted yourself. What the fuck? You just accepted they were deporting more violent criminals than they are killing American citizens.
Yeah, that claim is true. And?
You should.
Where's the point? Where's the point?
Did you not just hear yourself 5 seconds ago when you said they're violating more rights than they are deporting violent criminals?
What I said is they're violating more rights of immigrants, they're killing more citizens, and deporting less undocumented immigrants with violent crimes on their record than the Democratic administrations before them. I'm saying that they're deporting less undocumented immigrants with bad crimes on their records than the Democrats before them, not less undocumented immigrants with bad crimes on their records than the amount of citizens that they've killed.
I want all of them out.
What does that respond to? The claim, I want all of them out? Are you saying that you're actually, would you argue that it's necessary to kill some citizens to ensure that we're also deporting undocumented children or like undocumented parents that have been here for 33 years that make this country better? Why do you want all of them out? Answer that question. Why do you want all of them out?
Because they're taking wages from blue-collar workers, and I think that's immoral.
Okay. Well, do legal immigrants take wages from blue-collar workers?
Yeah, but that's morally permissible because
that's actually not true. Legal immigrants do not take wages from blue-collared workers. The evidence for this is a study conducted by the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis that says actually they increase wages for low-skilled labor groups by upwards to 1 to 2% annually. So let's just offer the undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship.
Let me rephrase my question. They're not taking it because they're morally permissible to receive those wages. Illegal migrants aren't morally permissible to receive those wages because they're here illegally.
That's a weird argument. I don't think that somebody's legal status would change the moral permissibility of an action that they engage in. But because I think that legal status is a social construct, and I think that that morality is unconcerned with social constructs. The second point that I'll make here is that, well, and let's just give the undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship so then they could increase wages for low-skilled labor groups.
How would that increase wages for low-skilled labor groups?
Because according to a study conducted by the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, legal immigrants increase wages for low-skilled labor groups by 1 to 2% per year.
What's the article name?
The U.S. Bureau of Economic It's the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. They did a study on the impact of wages of immigrants, and they concluded in the study that they increased their wages by 1 to 2% annually. I could try to find the specific name of the study. U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. Immigrants increase wages 1 to 2% annually for low-skilled labor groups. And this is the consensus, by the way. Yeah, you can find this from, let's see here. BEA. It's going to take me a while to find the study.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
Okay, we've read the specific study and we put it on screen in previous streams, so you don't have to take my word for it, but it might take me a while to find the specific reference on the spot.
I will. So appeal to me the idea of mass amnesty.
Increases wages for low-skilled labor groups, and it forgoes all the negative consequences of mass deportation, like dead citizens and reduced GDP growth. That's an impenetrable case, and you know it.
I mean, I think mass deportation is more achievable than mass amnesty.
Why? It's something that they run away from, something that they don't want to comply with. Mass amnesty is something that they'd run towards, something that they want to comply with.
I mean, mass amnesty just sounds unrealistic.
Why?
Why? Because you're just like expecting all these different factors to work together.
Which different factors are unrealistic that they'd work together? Be specific.
What do you think? AOC is going to push for mass amnesty?
I think that we already tried to pass a mass amnesty bill under Biden, but it failed because of the GOP, which is exactly why I need to convince more of the GOP that it's a good idea idealistically. How about this? Regardless of its realistic or unrealistic nature, do you idealistically agree with it?
Idealistically or realistically is two.
Idealistically.
My idealistic opinion doesn't really matter for speaking.
It does matter. I can explain why it matters after you answer the question, Bub.
Who do you think you are, Santana?
yeah, I think that. I think that I'm your father. That's right. Had to appeal to the older man of the friend group. I can't say that if I'm 21. What is Santana like? 30s or so?
39. I can idealistically agree with that.
Okay, you idealistically agree with.
So explain it to me.
You idealistically agree with mass
idealistic
deportation.
opinion should matter more than my realistic opinion.
Perfect, because the reason why mass amnesty wasn't realistic under Biden is because the GOP idealistically disagreed with it. So if the GOP idealistically does agree with it, then it is realistic. The only thing holding it back from being realistic is the lack of idealistic support amongst you and your allies. So if you and your allies can acknowledge an idealistic agreement with mass amnesty, well, then mass amnesty would be realistic.
The bipartisan border bill wasn't the form of mass amnesty that you're advocating for.
Oh, that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about another amnesty bill that was proposed into Congress that I just randomly found on congress.gov that was proposed and then died because there was not enough support from the GOP.
I'm only familiar with the bipartisan border bill. What was that?
Yeah, it was like some small unknown bill towards the beginning of the administration that wasn't even endorsed by Biden. Just some random progressive in Congress tried to get it through and it just died. that's what I'm referring to.
Because it's too far left. That's unrealistic. That's why my realistic opinion.
Why is it?
matters.
But it's too far left because the right disagrees with it. If the right didn't disagree with it, then it wouldn't be too far left.
Opinion. You agree that it's a far left opinion.
Yeah, a far left opinion that you just idealistically agreed with,
but not realistically agree with.
And why don't you realistically agree with it outside of the fact that it lacks support from the right?
Because I think it's unrealistic.
Is it unrealistic for any other reasons outside of the fact that it lacks support from the right? It's the only reason why you could argue it's unrealistic. The only reason why you could argue that it's unrealistic is because it lacks support from the right. So therefore, if the right did support it, then it would not be unrealistic. And because you're a member of the right, therefore you should support it, so it won't be unrealistic.
Would support that though. Not even the establishment.
Can you please? And it looks like the progressives have been winning recently. Can you please tell me one reason why it is unrealistic outside of a general lack of support from the right?
AOC is not going to win.
Can you tell me one reason why it's unrealistic outside of a general lack of support from the right?
Because it's also a genuine lack of support from establishment Dems.
Okay. Lack of support from establishment Dems. Well, it seems like the establishment Dems are dwindling in numbers never seen before. There's socialists winning seats in Congress across the country
gonna win?
In New York City. And one of the most popular candidates today as well for the next election, AOC. Now, here's a point that I make. So it seems like you're basically saying, Dean, you are right about your convictions, but because everybody disagrees with your convictions, I'm going to disagree with your convictions too.
Do you think AOC is going to win?
Answer the last thing I said, please.
That wasn't a question.
It was. So I clarified. So are you basically saying, Dean, you are right in your convictions about mass amnesty, but because everybody disagrees with your convictions about mass amnesty, I'm going to disagree too?
You're right, and I agree with your idealistic opinion on it.
Okay,
But-
so
but-
because we
but
agreed to this idealistically,
the
and the
fact of
only
the
thing
matter
holding
is-
wait, one moment. So because we agree about this idealistically, and the only thing holding it back from being realistic is the general lack of support amongst people in Congress and like the constituents of the country at mass, can like you and me like join arms here and like advocate for more people to accept and adopt mass amnesty?
Well, I'm not a progressive, so I can't do that.
Wait, so you don't believe that other people should share your convictions?
My realistic or idealistic convictions.
Your idealistic convictions. Especially if the only thing that prevents them from being realistic is the fact that others don't support them.
It's not always a good thing to expect people to support your idealistic convictions.
No, I didn't say a good thing to expect them and a good thing to want them to.
A rapist would want people to just support their idealistic convictions, but we shouldn't support them, right?
Yeah, because we'd argue that their idealistic convictions are bad, but we've already agreed that our idealistic conviction on mass amnesty is good. Holy fucking shit, you're so low tier.
Low tier. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I'm being honest.
I mean, yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay, so let's tell the masses. You go first. Tell everybody watching the stream that they should agree with mass
But
amnesty.
nobody's gonna vote for AOC.
Just tell everybody like watching the stream that they should agree with mass amnesty real quick, since you want people to agree with your
Nobody's
idealistic
gonna vote
convictions so
for
they become
AOC, though,
realistic.
so it's not-
Tell everybody watching the stream that they should agree with mass amnesty, please.
How many people in here are progressive?
Tell everybody watching the stream that they should agree with mass amnesty, please. Come on, let's
Hold on,
join
say
arms
ye-
here and
hold on,
spread awareness around this policy that we should
I need,
support.
I need the first proposition. Say yes, everybody. Say yes if you're.
The guy's so fucking bad faith. I'm sorry. I'm gonna move on. Dude, Dean, I agree with everything that you say, but I pretend like I disagree with it because other people disagree with it. That was basically the reduction of his position. By the way, we actually, of course, do have a fair amount of progressive people that watch the streams, but we also have a fair amount of moderate and right-leaning people that watch the streams too. It's honestly, it's very interesting. Gene, thank you for the $15 on Venmo. I appreciate you, Gene. That is Gene. Please do show some love to Gene in that chat. Gene with the 15 says, mean Dean, been a minute. Found out one of my best friend's conspiracy theories. I use the things I've learned from you and Parker and Santana to dog walk him. Thanks, buddy. We love that, Gene. That's awesome. Let's get 150 Gene W's down below. Clayton, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you for the $20, Clayton, who says, I work for the ATF, and while Trump took away the $200 tax for NFA items, the big beautiful bill gave us a ton of money for firearms tracing. So congrats, you saved $200, but now you're getting surveilled way more. Ooh, I did not know that, Clayton. I did not know that at all. Yeah, I'm actually about to pick up a couple NFA items myself. Thank you so much for the $20. So I guess I'll be surveilled. And then Jason, thank you for the $5 in Venmo as well. That's very kind of you. We're all caught up. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Mike?
Yeah, I do support Trump. I do support Trump because I like his YMCA dance.
Natalie, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. He says, Dean, I used your points to change my right-wing nephew's mind about his position. You're incredible and the best background to my addicting diamond painting habit. Keep it up. Well, I'm so happy that you could use what you've learned here to change the mind of your family. That's awesome. We love that. Kaylee, thank you for the $5. And Brooke, thank you for the $5. As well as Jocelyn, thank you for the $10 as well. He says, Dean, I'm so grateful for your content. Thank you, Jocelyn. Then over on Super Chat, Pud, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. We are all caught up. What's up, mister? Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir, I do.
Smelly. Yikes. Why is that?
It's because I'm a phenomenal black woman built.
Moving on to the next guest. Thank you, phenomenal black woman. Let's go to get that next guest connected right now. Oh, man, my back is kind of hurting. I've been sitting in this goddamn chair for too long. Welcome in. Oh, they left. They are gone. Abby, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, who says, Dean, what time did you go live? We've been live on TikTok for 3 hours and 11 minutes. We've been live on YouTube for 2 hours and 36 minutes. It's been a while. Sometimes you don't get a notification, though. That's why you should join my updates channel on my Instagram account. That way you could get a notification every day. Also, guys, if you do want to support me, if you do want to support the stream, you can. You can support me through Venmo and PayPal, which can be found in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message on YouTube, as well as the handles at the top of the phone screen on TikTok, too. It's just my name, Dean Withers. Without the letter E, my last name, Withers. Best way to support us, you could attach a message. I'll do my best to try to read it out loud. Like right now from Isabella. Thank you for the $15 on PayPal. I think that Isabella is really abusing the fact that I just said I'd read off the messages. Isabella, I am not going to be reading off that message in welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Charlie Kirk. Oh, Charlie Kirk.
Weirdo. We're gotta move on to the next guess. We're gonna move on to the next guess. Isabella, seriously, Isabella, you need to calm down. You really need to calm down, Isabella. That's pretty bad. Just gonna get that next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, please.
Nah,
And
these
thank you.
these guys are coming to us. Nah, you guys are gay.
Bullseye, hello. Do you
Derek,
support
you're
Trump?
such a faggot.
Oh. Okay. Let's go to get that next guest connected to the live stream. Here we go, everyone. Jesus. We got Selfie connecting. Selfie, do you support Trump?
So I'm not really sure anymore.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 22.
If the election was held tomorrow between Trump and Harris, who'd you vote for?
The last election I did vote for Harris, but I feel like my views have been conflicted recently because in the last year and a half, I joined the Army, and a lot of people in the Army do support Trump, and they support Hegseth and all of that. I do not like what Hegseth has been doing to women in the armed forces. I think it's not right, and I heard that he has, fired people that helped women get through the Army, not easier, but helped them, not get.
So this has pushed you closer in your support for Trump?
I don't know. My parents, they're very Democratic, so I grew up very Democratic, but then I feel like my views have kind of switched, and
What
my
views
parents are
have
very.
switched?
I don't know about switch, but I feel like the things I read on the news and then the things my parents tell me is like completely different, and then I
I'm
kind
gonna
of
give you
look
one
at my
opportunity here.
parents.
If you want to like specify the views in which you've held that have switched to the right, I'll happily have a conversation with you about them. If you cannot specify, I'm gonna move on.
Yes, I could specify. So I talked to my parents about ICE, and my mom specifically has said, well, the immigrants that are being held, they deserve to be, or they deserve to get a court case for getting arrested. And then I looked into it and I read that they have to go through the immigration courts and not through the judicial courts.
So immigration courts are judicial courts, but
Okay, so-
what political view do you hold that has been swayed to the left, please?
Mainly just I don't even know how to really specify, but really just the stuff with ICE. Like, I'm not really.
So you're more pro-ICE?
No, not pro ICE, but I guess more pro to get what I wish is that they would more specify on who is getting being held up into the.
I'm sorry. I hope that you have a good rest of your day. I don't think I can help you too much. In order for me to be able to help you and talk to you about your views, I first need to be able to understand your views. I felt like I gave you a little bit of an opportunity to explain your views to a point where I would be able to understand them, but honestly, I'm lost. It could be my fault. I could be the one just not tracking, but, not putting all the blame on you. But for that reason, I am going to move on. Josiah, do you support Trump?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can.
Oh, my bad. I was trying to. Yeah, I do.
Ew. I see a little cross in your name. Are you a little Christian?
No. No, that's not. That's just a cross. Not like a Christian cross.
Oh, you're not a Christian. So why do you support Trump, bro? Why do you support the worst president of your life, Mr. Rapey Donald?
I mean, I wouldn't say the worst.
Okay. Why do you support him?
I think just.
Alrighty. So we are going to go ahead and ban you, Hosea. We got him pretty fast. I don't think that should negatively reflect on the stream. And Hosea, I know that you're still watching, so I'm going to describe to you precisely what's going to happen to your accounts. So Hosea, what's going to happen is I'm going to reach out to an employee that works at TikTok. Their name is Scarlett. And I'm going to send Scarlett the timestamp of the stream where you showed porn on the stream. And then she's going to take that. She's going to find your account because, of course, TikTok knows that. She's then going to find all of the data associated with your account because she works for TikTok and they have a minor safety team there. And then what they're going to do is they're going to contact your local PD. They are going to tell the local PD that you flashed pornography in front of 20,000 people, including many minors, because there's people under the age of 18 here. Then they're going to arrest you. And then they're going to arrest you. You're going to get booked on sex charges. Then you're going to be found guilty of those sex charges. You will go to jail for a little bit, and then you'll be on the sex offenders registry for the rest of your life. We have so far been able to do this to 5 people. TikTok, thankfully, takes this seriously, because if they don't, then I'll blast them. And same thing with their local PD, since they're just handed over all the information that they need to know. Oh, here's their name, here's their address, and here's them showing pornography to children. Did you know that's a crime to show pornography to children, Joseph? So then you're going to get arrested, and you're going to go to jail. And you did that to get my multi-guest restricted. For everybody watching, if you could tell, you no longer have the ability to request up to join. And all I'm going to do is reach out to a TikTok rep while we're doing debates on Discord for like the next 30 minutes. And then I'm going to get it back. It's going to be easy. And so in other words, this guy is literally going to be going to jail and will be on the sex offenders registry for the rest of his life, just because he made Dean Withers do his debates on Discord while he was streaming on TikTok for 30 minutes, compared to doing his debates on TikTok while he was streaming on TikTok for 30 minutes. So, yeah, man, you really just, you just threw your whole life away. Like I said, we've so far successfully been able to get this done to 5 people. 5 people. Kitty, that is my water. That is not your water. I love you, but don't drink my water. And for the next 30 minutes or so, while I'm reaching out to TikTok, giving them Josiah's information. Come here, Momo. Giving them Josiah's information and also getting them to unrestrict my guest access. We're going to be doing debates on Discord, but we're still going to be streaming everything to TikTok. So if you want to debate me, go to the link tree in my bio. And then join the Debate Dean Discord. The Join Here channel is officially open. Go ahead and hop inside of that channel as long as you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, and we'll be all good to go. All right, let's go to get that very first guest of the day. Cryptic unmuted. Cryptic. Oh, Momo got the water, everybody. Momo got the water. Momo got the water.
You're awesome sauce.
It's her water now. All right, Cryptic, I'm going to go ahead and ban you from this Discord and my main Discord because you broke our rules. Anglo, you are unmuted. Anglo, do you support Trump?
All right, mate. How's it going?
Hey, going all right. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, man.
How
Did you see the England game?
They're not here to debate. They're not here to debate. Let's go and get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue. If you do happen to be MAGA, everybody, I'd really appreciate it so much if you all could do your very best to follow the rules. We are going to get that next guest inevitably unmuted. Do you support Trump? You got to unmute yourself on your end too.
Kill Jews and niggers. Kill Jews and niggers.
All right, we're going to go and hit you with a ban. That's going to be a very easy ban. Here, guys, one moment. I do have to go ahead and start a conversation with TikTok rep Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer, can I please be transferred to a tier 2 rep? I have... One moment, everybody. All right, guys, here we go. Give me one moment while I start this appeal process. Fantastic. Here we go. By the way, if you're curious why they're doing this, everybody, why they showed the porn on my live stream and why they're screaming slurs and whatnot, it's to try to get me taken down because they know that what we do here is so powerful. If you want to support what we do here, if you want to support me, if you want to support what we do, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message over on YouTube, as well as the handles at the top of the phone screen of the TikTok stream as well. It's just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E in Withers. Very best way to support what we do. Let's go to get the next guest unmuted. Only hop inside of that channel if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. Ashley, you are unmuted. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
19.
What year are you born in?
Well, actually 18. 2007, September 19th.
Why did you say that you're 19?
Because I'm dumb. Because I'm turning 19.
I don't trust you. Sage, you're unmuted. Sage, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes and no.
How old are you?
18.
Okay, what year are you born in?
2008.
Okay, and if the election was held tomorrow between Trump and Harris, who'd you vote for?
Probably Trump.
Okay, why is that?
I'm just it's mostly because of his economic policies.
Okay, okay. Which ones?
The tax cuts.
Okay, well, his tax cuts are bad, so they hurt the working class. According to the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities, they reduce the purchasing power of people making at or under $51,000 annually, and it took healthcare away from 10 million people. And then 3 million people, respectively, also lost food stamps.
Okay.
I'm
sorry. I have a really hard time retaining it.
I think that you're lying about your age, so I'm going to kick you. T, you're unmuted. Do you support Trump?
Oh, Dean, I know why you've been getting banned. People are spam reporting you, by the way. I have a...
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, people have been spam reporting me as long as I've been doing these streams. Extreme Gaming, do you support Trump? Nada, you're up next. Do you support Trump? Okay, they're not here. Still looking for the next Trump supporter, everybody. Just to give me a moment. I got to send one more message off to TikTok. I don't have a link, but I do have a date. Talking to them about Hosea. Alrighty, everybody. All right, Evil Momo, you're unmuted. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
That's funny. CC, you're unmuted. Do you support Trump? CC's not here. Kong, you're unmuted. Do you support Trump?
Yes, because he is a strong alpha.
Y'all are wasting my fucking time. Deals for days. Do you support Trump?
Let's say I do support Trump, right? But this is something that's going to make you mad. There's a reform on the table right now that could unlock around $200 billion in new lending for developing countries. No new money from any government. And it's already being agreed in principle by the G20. It's sitting there half implemented.
Are you a Trump supporter?
The big development banks, the World Bank.
Not a Trump supporter. Alrighty. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Let's go to get Saxon unmuted. Saxon, you're unmuted. Do you support Trump?
Dean, mate. Dino, what are you doing with your life, mate? Why are you kicking me off?
That's a Brit. Okay, one moment, guys. I gotta send another message to TikTok. Hi. Please disregard. I have to lie to some of these TikTok reps in order to get transferred to the right people. Disregard my previous messages. All right. Let's go to get the next guest. Milo unmuted. Milo, you're unmuted. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year are you born in?
2008.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
I like his abortion takes.
Oh, you like his abortion takes. Okay. Like overturning Roe v. Wade?
Who's that?
You don't know who Roe v. Wade is, but you like Trump's abortion takes. What abortion takes specifically?
I mean, killing babies it's bad, bro. It should be illegal.
Oh, okay. So you like agree with him, like saying that it should be illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, so you agree with him because of what he says, not because of what he does.
I mean, I hope he does it.
Okay, well, I mean, the only thing he's ever done policy-wise about abortion was overturning Roe v. Wade, which was a Supreme Court ruling that allowed women and girls to access constitutionally protected abortions in all 50 states. And he's never going to do anything else about abortion because that was his big old policy. But in fact, after he overturned Roe v. Wade, women only started to get more abortions in America. So in other words, the culmination of Trump's anti-abortion efforts was only more abortions.
Do you think Trump is a bad guy?
Do you think that you're a Dodger?
No.
Then respond to what I said.
Can you repeat yourself?
Yeah, sure. The culmination of Donald Trump's policy-oriented efforts on abortion was overturning Roe v. Wade. That's the only thing he's ever done and the only thing he will ever do.
Who's Roe v. Wade, bro?
I literally just told you. I literally just told you, bro, Chacho. It was a Supreme Court ruling that protected women and girls' access to abortions across the country. Trump got the Supreme Court to reverse that decision, meaning states could ban abortion. After Trump got the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade, abortions only went up. So in other words, the lasting legacy of Donald Trump's pro-life cause and attempts for policy-oriented change are only more abortions. You should not support Trump because you're pro-life.
But it should be illegal, though.
Okay. This doesn't explain why you support Trump considering the fact he caused there to be more abortions.
He's just a good guy. He ain't done nothing bad.
So you support him because he's a good guy? Well, I mean, Wouldn't you say that like one bad thing that he did do was the fact that he caused more abortions?
I mean, I guess so.
Oh, and you think that abortion is like baby murder, right? So in other words, you think he caused more baby murder. So you think that people that cause baby murder are good?
Well, he didn't mean it. He didn't mean to.
Oh, okay. So he didn't mean to cause baby murder, but he did cause baby murder. So when we're trying to evaluate the efficacy of a president, should we be looking at their intention or should we be looking at their outcome? Also, I don't understand how you could say he's a good guy. I mean, he's like recorded, like boasting about barging into the dressing rooms of naked women and girls.
Hey, show me proof, bro.
All right. You know how to join a screen share in Discord?
All right.
Let me go ahead and get this up on the screen share, and then because that's the only way you'll be able to hear it. Here we go. Give me one moment. Go ahead and join my screen share in Discord for everybody else watching. Y'all don't got to do anything. You'll be able to hear it. Here we go.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
He said he was allowed to.
Yeah, he said he was allowed to by himself, which would make sense since men are not allowed to go into women's only dressing rooms, but he allowed himself in due to the fact that he was the owner of the pageant, meaning that he was not allowed in by the women and girls, and that would be by the women. That would be the only thing that would matter is if the women at Miss USA consented to him seeing their naked bodies, which they did not, and the girls at Miss Teen USA literally could not consent to him seeing their naked bodies.
How do you know that?
How do I know that kids can't consent?
Exactly.
Buddy.
Well, I didn't get. I don't understand you, bro.
How do I know that kids can't consent?
I don't know.
Do you think kids can consent?
Yeah.
And why do you think that kids can consent?
They give you like a yes or no.
So
Pretty
how old are
stupid,
you?
man. I'm 18.
So if you text a 13-year-old girl and you ask her for nudes and she says yes, then sends them to you. Did she consent for you to see her nudes?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Don't worry about it.
Why not?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Have you ever texted a child asking to see their nudes? Sex with them? Have sex with them?
No,
Would you?
maybe. No,
Would
I'm
there
joking,
be-
bro. I'm joking. I would never do that.
You're fucking gross. And I'm not sure that that guy is joking. I'm not, dude. They're just pro child rape now. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. I can't do it. While I'm on my phone texting TikTok to get another like predator put in jail and to get my account back because he showed porn to kids on the live, another predator is telling me that kids can consent. You can't make this shit up. That's fucking MAGA, everybody. I need to send off a message to Scarlett real quick about the predator that showed porn to kids. Alrighty. Let's go to get the next Trump supporter unmuted. James, you're unmuted. Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
How old are you?
22.
And why do you support Trump, James?
Because he more closely aligns with my values.
Of neolibertarian flangism?
No, of anarcho-fascism.
Fuck, I was close. Get out of here. Anarcho-fascism. Anarcho-fascism. Anarcho-fascism? How do you do anarcho-fascism? Like, do you just have like unified individualistic bodies of people that just like hurt and oppress others? So it's like you have anarchy, so you don't have a government, but like in absence of the government, you're still telling people to go kill each other and oppress others or some shit. It's kind of hard to have systemic oppression, aka fascism, without a system. AKA anarchy. And we just got another restriction on the live. They're really trying to kick us down today, everybody. They're really trying to kick us down today. We might have to do a restart, actually. We just got another restriction on the live stream because of what that last guest said. And since I'm on Discord, it's all my audio, quote unquote. I haven't had a normal stream in a week. TikTok is trying to censor me, and people are helping TikTok in that effort. For the last 3 days, it's TikTok taking my ability to stream away because they think I'm a kid, a 21-year-old man. And today it's TikTok and a bunch of idiots that are willing to go to jail for 20 years to make me do debates on Discord for 20 minutes. It's honestly just so disheartening. WAW, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat. I appreciate you. He says, use this $20 to buy some yummy food. I appreciate you, WAW. Naomi, thank you for the $20. She says, so sorry for missing some streams, taking care of Grandpa who's dementia. Grandma who has dementia, and she wasn't doing so well the other day. She was a bit unresponsive, and she's on her last leg. She's doing much better, though, but man, that was rough. I'm so sorry, Naomi. One of my grandmas passed away last month. I know how rough that could be, and I'm so sorry that you and your family are dealing with that. Multidimensional. Thank you so much for the 100 New Zealand dollars? Monies? I don't know what they're called. That's a lot of money, though. I appreciate you so much, Multidimensional. Show some love to Multidimensional down below. I appreciate you. Who says, sup, homie? Well, what's going on, dude? Dang, dude, you don't need to pay that much money to say hi. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for that love and support. On Venmo, Julia with the $10 says, you've gotten too powerful. Unfortunately, people are only trolling because nobody could prove you wrong. Keep your head up, King. Well, I appreciate you so much, Julia. Same thing to you, Lee. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Serena, thank you for the $5. Who says, thank you so much for what you do. Well, thank you, Serena. Yeah, I know that you've been watching for forever. I really appreciate you. We're all caught up on Super Chat and on Venmo. On PayPal, thank you, Weston, for the $40 donation. Thank you so much, Weston. Let's get 400 Weston W's. Who says, today's stream has been crazy. Honestly, surprised you haven't been banned yet today on TikTok, LMAO. It's funny because Weston sent that $40 donation right in before we got the restriction from TikTok. Random question, though. What kind of... I appreciate you so much for the question, Weston. Thank you so much for the $40. I really appreciate you so much. Oh, IEMs, in-ear monitors. I'm using the Shure in-ear monitors. I appreciate you so much for the $40, Weston. Then Lexington, thank you so much for the $40. Sorry, $50 donation on PayPal. Lexington, you're the GOAT. Thank you so much for that love and support. Show some love to Lexington down below, everybody. I really do appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lexington says, don't read if it is TMI. I appreciate you so much. Well, I'll keep that to myself, Lexington, but just know that I really appreciate you. Same thing too as, let's see here. Aaron with the $10 who says, here's $10 for a new toy for Momo. Love everything that you do. Well, thank you. You are awesome. I appreciate you so much, Aaron. Folks, I'm thinking that we should hit a little bit of a quick restart on TikTok right now because we did just get that restriction. And we'll be back. We'll be back. So here's what you should do for everybody who's watching on TikTok. If you want to come back, which you should, by the way, you should come back. It's really, really easy. Hit that follow button in the top left-hand corner of your phone screen. It'll look like a little white button. Hit that shit, make it go red. Once you hit that follow button, this part's the easy part. When my live ends, it'll just say live has ended, and then it will show you my profile picture. Click on that profile picture. You'll be sent to my account page. Once you're on my account page, wait like 5 or 10 seconds and refresh it. And then you should see a red live glowing orb around the PFP at the top of the phone screen. Once again, just for everybody who wasn't paying attention, we are going to go ahead and hit a quick restart. It only takes around 5 seconds. We're just doing this because TikTok did restrict our stream. So unfortunately, it's a necessary precaution we have to take. And then we'll hop right back into the debates. See y'all in like 5 seconds. For everybody hanging out with us on Discord, we'll be back into the debates here in one moment. For everybody watching on YouTube, thank you all so much for being here. Alrighty, welcome back in, folks. We're back on TikTok. Make sure that you're double tapping on that phone screen, sharing out that live. Hell yeah. Skibbity, thank you for the $20 on Super Chat. Who says, why are they always hiding their power level? Why are you Nazis so scared? Oh, yeah, we definitely talked to a lot of scared little Nazis, Skibbity. I appreciate you for the $20. Show some love to Skibbity down below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the GOAT. Thank you so much. Alrighty, folks. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen on TikTok, hitting that repost button. We're going to go and hop right back into those debates. Sonny, you are unmuted. Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh. Hello, Dean.
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, Dean.
And why is that, Sonny?
Because I feel like his immigration policies are good.
And
wait, so you don't like you don't like Trump?
Yeah, I don't like Trump.
Wait, what? So I feel like he's pretty good with like, you know, what he does.
Like what specifically?
Trump is pretty based. So like the economy's been pretty good, you know, like me and my my boy Jared.
I'm getting troll vibes. Plus I was looking at his username. I think I've actually seen him before. Codex CEL, you're unmuted. Do you support Trump?
Faggot, kill up.
And banned really quick. Eridas, do you support Trump?
I do not. I want to argue you on the left.
Okay, well, we're looking for some Trump supporters today. Aubrey, you are unmuted. Do you support Trump?
Where's the anxiety pen?
All right, guys. Draquest, do you support Trump? Jung Wan, do you support Trump?
Hello. So one of my family members does, and I told her about your thoughts on abortion, and their mind changed. So thank you for that.
Hey, well, that's awesome. We are just looking for some Trump supporters, so I'm going to have to remove you. Folks, we may actually just end up waiting for to hear back from the appeal from TikTok. Because that guy came up here and he screamed the F slur. The reason why he did that was because it's technically my audio and it'll get this stream taken down on TikTok. It'll get us like another flag for harassment or bullying or whatever. I think because of how fast we got it, we're not going to have that issue. Like we nipped that in the butt really, really fast. But I'm pretty sure that we are close to having the restriction on TikTok overturned. So I don't really know what to do. I think maybe the only thing I can do here is like pre-select from people that I know to be Trump supporters that I don't think are gonna, like slur or anything to get my stream taken down, or just like wait like 5 or so minutes. Because what I will say is we have this appeal submitted from Scarlett on TikTok. It's been in the air. We've had an agent looking over it for like the last 20 or so minutes. So they should be overturning that ban really, really soon. Yeah, maybe in the meantime, like I said, I can look for somebody that I know to be a Trump supporter that's not going to scream slurs. I'll try one more person. Frags, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, and why do you support Trump?
I like his takes on deportation and abortion.
On deportation and abortion. Well, sure. Let's start with abortion. Do you think that they should be banned in circumstances of rape?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
no.
No, just in elective circumstances. Okay, why?
I think if you are raped and a victim of rape, you should have the option of abortion.
Okay, but not in elective circumstances, like non-rape circumstances, where the woman
Yes,
considers
non-rape circumstances where it was your decision.
Yeah. So why should abortions be banned in those circumstances, please?
Because if you're raped, you shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of having a kid.
No, I didn't ask you why they should be able to access abortion in the circumstances of rape. I asked you why they shouldn't be able to access abortion in elective circumstances where the woman consented to the sex. Why should those abortions be banned?
Because killing babies is bad.
Okay, so it's bad to kill the fetus. And why is it bad to kill the fetus?
Because it's a human.
Okay, so would you accept that you think it's always wrong to kill humans?
Yes.
Okay.
Under circumstances, yes.
Okay, well, how do we determine what circumstances it is wrong and in what circumstances it is not wrong?
Rephrase that question, please.
So I asked you why it's wrong to kill a fetus. You said because it's a human. That implies the moral principle you think it's always wrong to kill humans. Well, then you said, well, that's not necessarily true because you could probably think of some circumstances where it's not wrong, like self-defense, brain-dead patients, or, maybe like abortions and circumstances of rape. So how do we determine in which circumstances it is wrong to kill a human? And the reason why I ask you this question is because if we cannot determine in which circumstances it is wrong or it is not wrong to kill a human, then it seems like your standard here is completely arbitrary. In the same way that you could just vaguely state that it's wrong to kill humans, therefore it's wrong to kill a fetus, but it's not wrong to kill a fetus if it's from rape or in self-defense or a brain-dead patient.
So-
I could just also
so you're
vaguely
saying-
state that it's wrong to kill humans, but one of my exceptions would be any and all abortions. So please tell me, what framework can we use to determine when it is and when it is not wrong to kill a human?
I will say if you are a victim of rape, and that's why I support the change of Roe v. Wade. I still think it should. I think it should go to the states, and that standpoint, or I think if you're a victim of rape, pretty much, I think it's wrong to have a.
Okay, you're not really answering the question that I asked you. Frags. But hey, listen, if you still want to debate, feel free to hop back in the channel over on TikTok because we did get our guest access restored. So feel free to head over there now and just anticipate the guest access. For everybody else hanging out with us on Discord, we are going to go ahead and close this channel for right now, just so we could hop back over to TikTok. Thank you so much for the Galaxy Shelby. So for everybody hanging out on Discord, I will see y'all later. Let's go ahead and delete that channel. For everybody watching on TikTok, my face is going to momentarily freeze for like 2 seconds. Real, thank you so much for the Galaxy. My face is going to momentarily freeze for like 2 seconds just while I'm technically restarting the stream, but it's not actually a restart. So my face is just going to freeze. The stream's not going to end. Don't go anywhere. And I'll be right on back. I just have to do this in order to restart the guest box. I just got the message that the TikTok representative had sent to TikTok, to the TikTok moderator, in order to reinstate my guest access. They said, quote unquote, the creator's primary concern is that if bad actors see that their reporting or disrupted behavior successfully gets his live streams taken down, they'll be motivated to continue to sabotage him. Conversely, if his live access is restored, it signals to them that their tactics are ineffective. While the creator actively blocks guests who are violating policies, he has no way of predicting if a newly accepted guest will suddenly engage in behavior that violates our community guidelines. And that's what Scarlett from TikTok sent over to the TikTok moderator to get the access reinstated. So I'm going to have to thank her for that one because that's a really good explanation. All right, welcome back in, folks. For everybody that's hanging out with us, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen and shout that live. We are back from the little bit of a restart. I need to send off one last message to Scarlett for it to thank her for getting our access restored. Then we're going to hop right back into those debates, everyone. Scarlett, you are amazing. Thank you so much once again. That's all from me for now. Gotta get back to the stream. Take care. Alrighty, folks. Let's go ahead and hop back into those debates, everybody. On the opposite side of the queue, if you do happen to be MAGA, we are just looking for some Trump supporters to bring up onto the live stream to have a dialogue with us about why they're MAGA. We are finally back. I do apologize for all of the delays in today's stream. It has been a little bit rough with us having our guest access restricted, but now we are good to go. Now we're good to go. Can we get some W's for Scarlett down below in that comment section, please? Can we get a massive W for Scarlett down below in that comment section for getting our guest access reinstated? Huge W Scarlett. Huge W Scarlett. Dude, for real, we love her. We love her. We love her so much. She's amazing. She's helped us out legitimately so fucking much. It's like not even real. It's like not even real how much Scarlett has helped us out. Welcome into Sport Trump. Hello.
$1 million mention, yeah, $1 million mention.
All right, guys, we're gonna go get the next guest connected. Only opposite side of the queue. If you do happen to be MAGA, we got David T connected. They did also let me know that they have made the criminal referral to that guy's local police department. I can't tell you where he's from. They also told me where he's from, but they've made an official criminal referral to his PD. They should be at his door to either arrest him or at least ask him questions in the next 2 hours. David T, do you support Trump?
You're gonna stop swearing now. Got it?
They say you're gonna stop swearing now? Good kid. Good kid, David. Good kid. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA. If you want to support this stream, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree, my bio on TikTok, pin message over on YouTube, as well as the handles at the top of the phone screen on TikTok too. Just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Alrighty, they're not here. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Everybody in the chat saying lock him up, lock him up. No, he's literally going to be locked up. He's literally going to be locked up. Everybody asking what happened. Somebody came up here and flashed like porn to get my guest access taken away. But I have a really good relationship with a couple TikTok employees. When that happens, I give them the timestamp from the stream. They go to the stream, they find their account, And then because it's TikTok, it's like literally TikTok. They know exactly who that person is. So then they collect their personal information. They send it to their local cops, and then their local cops arrest them. We've had 5 people successfully arrested. This will be our 6th. They then go to jail, and then they're on the sex offenders registry for the rest of their life, because it is illegal to show porn to children, and there are children watching this live stream. It is a very, very huge crime. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Jet?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Don't believe you for a second. Don't believe you for a second. Don't believe you. Cheyenne, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. Says, I hope I'm doing this right. But 1, fuck the trolls. They're just mad. And 2, thank you. I don't know how you... I didn't know how to back what I said when I said I supported. Now I do, so for real. Thank you. Well, I'm so happy that we could give you more information to justify your political convictions. That's exactly what we want to do, and I think that's awesome. Thank you for being here. We got the next guest, Wilson, loading up. Max, thank you for the $10, who says, first time donating. Love watching the lives, Dean. Don't let all these disgusting trolls ruin it. You help educate me and many others. Keep on doing what you do. Well, I appreciate you, Max. They're trying their hardest to ruin their streams, but in turn, they're just literally going to jail. Wilson, do you support Trump? Okay, they left, guys. Do follow the rules if you're inside of that queue. Please do follow the rules. Louisa, thank you so much for the $20, who says, hope this is the right Venmo because there are a few fake ones. Thank you so much for what you do. I definitely would have been a debate bro if I was growing up during this time. Let's go, Louisa. I love that. Yes, you did find the right Venmo, and there are a bunch of fake ones. That's why it's really important to quadruple check the at to ensure that you're sending it to the right account and not just a fake scamming account for the Venmo and the PayPal. Voided, do you support Trump?
I was waiting patiently. No, but I wanted to ask if I could get an RIP Ellie. My dog passed away recently.
Well, RIP Ellie, but I'm looking for Trump supporters, so you take care. But rip Ellie, dude. Rip Ellie. We got Gucci loading up in. Michelle, thank you for the $20 on Venmo as well. She says, thank you so much for everything that you do, Dean. I've been supporting for a couple of years now and admire your dedication helping people see the peaceful and the right side of things. Well, I try my best, Michelle. Just know that I really appreciate you and I think that you're awesome. Let's show some love to Michelle down below. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hello, Dean. Hello.
Let's go to get the next guest. Anthony connected. Mira with the $2. Amanda, thank you for the $10, who says, fuck TikTok. Well, actually, W TikTok right now, coincidentally. And I think we're all caught up on Venmo. All right, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Anthony.
No, Dean, but I love you so fucking.
Well, thanks, Anthony. I'm going to have to ban you, though, because we are just looking for some Trump supporters, and you should know that. Low key. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I love you so much, Dean. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I'm going to have to ban you, too. Sorry. Just looking for some debates. Looking for some... Quite frankly, we're looking for some debates. Quite frankly, we're looking for some debates. It's my best old Donnie impression. But he's like in a really bad mood, and he's like on the brink of death. Quite frankly. Amelia, thank you for the fireworks. Evan, do you support Trump?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, so
Hello, Evan?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you cut out, and at the same time you cut out, my camera froze. Weird. Just go ahead.
Weird stuff going on. No, so your whole goal on here, I guess, is to like try to change people's minds and stuff on political views, I guess, right?
True that, gang.
Okay,
You gotta echo.
so
You gotta fix that echo, please. You gotta do something about that, because that's pretty bad. Oh, it looks like it went
echo,
away.
as in you can.
All right, so take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
You're good now. You can hear me fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, in the last election, I didn't actually end up casting a vote, just because I was like, I didn't want to vote for Kamala, but Trump was really the best option, I guess, for me. So that's where my support comes from, is I just didn't agree with a lot of Kamala's, or not even Kamala in general, but just the left's views, just where I sit on things like abortion, ICE. Obviously, that's become a lot bigger thing this term than it was even last term.
Okay, but
and
like you
then-
agree with like the right's views on like protecting pedophiles and starting needless wars and killing people.
Nope, obviously not.
Well, what would you say is worse, protecting the pedophile or arguing a woman should be able to access abortion?
So I guess, do you want to talk about abortion?
I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Do you think it's wrong for rape victims to access abortion, my friend?
So that's the biggest part that I'm torn on, because when it comes to abortion in general, I would say people should not be able to have abortions just because it's such a simple thing to not have sex.
Do you have any other reasons why they're wrong? Like in elective circumstances where they choose to have sex? Is that your only reason why you think they shouldn't be able to have an abortion, or any other ones?
Well, I mean, if it's just elective, the reasoning behind why I think it's wrong is because, I mean, like you talked about with the guy earlier, I mean, I believe that we should try to save as many lives as possible. Now, I understand that also
then you should have voted for Harris. She would have saved more innocent human life than Trump.
Like I said, I didn't actually cast a vote.
I know, but in retrospect, you should argue that you should have voted for her and that you definitely shouldn't support Trump today. He's killing so many innocent human lives. According to The Lancet, his cuts to USAID, which is global expenditure on social safety nets around the world, because of his cuts to that, it's projected to kill upwards of 14 million people over the course of the next 4 years. So it's over 3 million innocent lives that are being lost annually because of Trump.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're wrong at all on that.
Okay, well, isn't that good enough reason to not support Trump as president and to like argue in retrospect that the Democrats had a better platform because they were going to save significantly more innocent human lives than him?
When looking at specific, you wouldn't call them a policy, but like an area like abortion or an area like border patrol. I mean, there's going to be some give and some take.
Well, okay,
what
Donald Trump is giving is the lives of 3 million people per year. So what is he, or I guess that's what he's taking. Donald Trump is taking the lives of 3 million people per year. What is he giving? What is he giving to make up for that? Okay, it's not making our economy better because our economy is in a terrible position today. Inflation is up, unemployment is up, GDP growth is down, real meaning wage growth is down, bankruptcies are up for manufacturers, jobs reports are terrible. Okay, so it's like, so we know what he's taking. He's taking our economy. He's taking 3 million lives annually. Okay, he's also taking the lives of more babies, more little innocent zygotes, because overturning Roe v. Wade only increased the numbers of abortions in America. So what is he giving that justifies your support from him?
Before I answer that, can you explain the 3 million lives that you were talking about, where that statistic came from?
It's from a study from an institution by the name of The Lancet. So USAID funding is something that America does to help other people in developing countries. It funds things such as AIDS prevention, malaria prevention, clean water wells, food, etc., so on and so forth. And it saves a bunch of lives. According to The Lancet, 94 million lives have been saved by it over the course of the last 24 years. They also project that by defunding it, 14 million people will die over the course of the next 4 years, and Donald Trump did defund it. Now those people will die, and they wouldn't otherwise if he never did defund USAID. In other words, those lives would have been saved if the Democrats won the last election. So we know that Trump has taken a lot. He's taken those lives. He's taking the economy because it's been destroyed by him. He's taken the lives of more fetuses because abortions went up after Roe v. Wade was overturned. So what is he giving? I need to know, what is Trump giving? What justifies his presidency? I just want a clear answer.
So one of the biggest, when I was looking at the two candidates in the last election, one of the biggest things that I thought Trump excelled in was, I guess, not the way that other world leaders view him, but I feel like he doesn't deal with, crap that other people put up. And
this is so vague, though. I'm being so specific with what he's taking. He's destroying the economy, killing 3 million people annually, causing an increase in abortion. You as a pro-lifer think that's baby murder. Needless wars of choice overseas that have destroyed the global economy. I'm being very specific with the things that he is taking and destroying our world in the process of taking those things. I want you to be very specific. What is one specific thing that he has done since the start of the second administration that you say, hey, this is reflective of a good man with a good mind, with good policy, and this actually accounts for and justifies all of these other significant wrongdoings and explains why I still support him as president, even in consideration of these other significant wrongdoings. I just want a straight answer, dude.
No. Yeah, I get what you're saying 100%. And I'm not a stat. I'm not crazy. I don't read a whole bunch. And I know you do. So you have the facts. But I would say the main thing that I've supported, I guess, while he's been in this term is trying to stop. And as much as the lives, there's been the children that have been killed over, across seas and stuff. But I do think that we can't let a terrorist organization or something get a hold of weapons that are just going to cause more damage in the future.
Yeah,
I guess
Trump,
is what I'm saying.
Trump gave Iran the green light to build nukes. That was him. He's the reason why Iran's trying to build nukes.
What do you mean by that?
Obama got Iran to agree to never build nukes again, I guess, until 2030. Trump tore that agreement up. In his first term, he terminated it. It was called the JCPOA. In May of 2018.
What was his purpose behind it?
He didn't give one. He just said it was bad. He probably just tore it up because it had Obama's signature on it.
I mean, because from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, was that not kind of the purpose of the whole war with Iran? Was because they didn't want them to get nukes, like right now?
Well, I think the purpose of the war with Iran was just to do what Israel wanted us to do. That's what our ex-head of counterterrorism, Joe Kint, said. But even if that was the reason, to prevent them from getting nukes, well, okay, well, Donald Trump is actually responsible for allowing them to get nukes in the first place. Allowing them to try to get nukes in the first place, I should say. And if we just stuck with the Democrats, didn't elect Trump in 2016, we would still be in the JCPOA with Iran today. They wouldn't be any closer to nuclear weapons because they would have continued to forego their nuclear ambitions. And we wouldn't have this war in Iran that's killing kids and skyrocketing the price of gas in America, the highest that it's gone in a month since the Vietnam War in the 60s. And this is actually a really good example of how bad of a president Trump is.
Okay, yeah, I 100% did not know the whole thing about Obama setting that in place and then it getting removed. I mean, that's a great point on we could have definitely avoided this whole thing.
If we didn't support Trump. If you didn't support Trump and nobody else did, we could have avoided this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying you're completely wrong there. That's a valid point.
Is that a good enough reason to say I don't support Trump as president?
Like I said, I don't know if I ever truly have. I just thought he was the better option than Kamala was.
Okay, but we've pointed out a lot of really big faults in Trump. The whole killing 3 million people annually.
Well, I think there's going to be faults in everybody, though.
But just wait. We pointed out really big faults in Trump, like killing 3 million people annually, starting this needless war of choice overseas, and actually laying the foundation for this needless war overseas in the first place with the termination of Obama's denuclearization agreement. So what are some comparably bad faults in Kamala Harris?
Well, I mean, we haven't seen her in office, so it's hard to say. And
so it's hard to say what her faults are?
No, it's
so
hard to say what the potential faults would have been. You know,
then just evaluate the policy that she ran on her. Look at her 4 years that she served as vice president, and look at the things that she said. Because I'm just trying to determine what has led you to the conclusion that even today you think that our country would be worse off if she had won the election.
Well, I guess some of the things, and I have more conservative leaning views for sure. But looking with, I mean, she was all for stuff that California was doing, and don't even ask me for. Well, just so Gavin Newsom, right? I don't know. Is he going to be political runner for the left?
Probably
coming
one
up.
of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with the way he runs California at all. I mean, just looking at inflation, all the prices, everything.
Okay, but this has nothing to do with Kamala. We're not talking about Newsom. We're talking about Harris. You said that you think that she's preferable to Donald Trump. Or you think that she was not preferable to Donald Trump.
Where I was going with that was basically, I feel like Kamala aligns with Gavin.
On what? You have to be able to specify on which issues that you think makes her the worst candidate compared to the rapist that's killing 3 million people per year.
Well, like I said, I'm not a stat narc. I cannot just pull stats out of my butt. That's just the truth of it.
Well, then what do you have to justify your claim that things would be worse off today if she won the election? Your emotions?
No, I mean, it's literally just looking at the stuff they wanted to get done.
Okay, yeah, what's one specific thing that Kamala Harris wanted to get done that you think explains why you thought that she was not preferable to the rapist that's killing 3 million people per year?
When I looked at Kamala, I saw somebody that catered a lot more towards, how would I word this? Not feelings, but it was more social movement kind of stuff. And
what does that even mean? I don't know what any of this means.
I mean, and this is, I feel like the Democratic Party as a whole is going to try to make social movements,
okay, you're just saying that, okay, so the rapist that's killing 3 million people per year is better than Kamala Harris because she cared about social movements? The right really cares about social movements. Fuck DEI, fuck trans people, fuck gay people, fuck abortion, fuck minorities, fuck immigrants, fuck black and brown people, fuck police brutality, it's not real, fuck the woke mind virus, it stole the 2020 election, fuck lawfare, all of these things are just spawned in social movements by some radical idiot named Trump. But the point is what specific social movements do you think that she aligned herself with that in your mind thinks that she was worse than the 34-count felon rapist that's killing 3 million people per year? I just want to know the specifics. I've been talking to you for a while, and we've already lost 4,000 viewers in the process of this conversation because I'm pointing out the very specific, huge faults in Trump. Rapist, felon. I know that I froze. I'll unfreeze myself. Give me one moment. Rapist, felon, killing 3 million people per year. Needless war of choice in Iran, destroying the economy. Boasted about perving on the naked bodies of women and girls behind stage.